Hello everyone and welcome to Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons & Dragons. I got Liam back via Skype, somehow after many episodes of him fucking with me. I'm happy.
He's a bitch, huh, buddy?
I know. Anyway, welcome. Laura will be here shortly. She's in traffic coming from her session, so she'll be joining us as soon as she gets here, probably next 30 minutes or so. In the meantime, let's go ahead and hop into our announcements for the evening. Returning tonight, we have our fantastic sponsor, Loot Crate. Loot Crate, thank you so much for being our awesome sponsor. We got Loot Crates here. We're gonna go ahead and do a quick unboxing, and then Sam, you can tell us a little bit about it, if you don't mind.
After the unboxing?
Sure.
Okay.
So, because this is the
a Predator bottle opener.
I get all three.
Little Logan.
it's a pretty awesome little Wolverine. It's a heavy one.
Oh,
Oh, it's like a die cast. It's an actual like metal die cast.
My son is gonna love it.
This is actually for the size of Wolverine. This is actually weight effective. It's
Wait, what
accurate.
theme is this?
Primal.
Primal. And hey, look, this looks like an awful lot like the shirt that Travis is wearing right
Got
now.
mine early, bitches.
Look at that. This is just Crispin's been smeared all over Talus.
Yeah, no.
Holy shit!
Right there.
That's pretty rad.
Winston shirt.
Yeah.
That's cool.
like Winston.
Oh,
Winston.
oh my
pretty
god,
rad.
I love the Raptor electrified fence.
Yeah, this is getting.
Oh, I didn't see this.
This is going on the chicken coop.
Yeah,
This is like our backyard fence.
This is going on the chicken coop, man.
So cute.
I think if
You
you're on
saw
a
this
motorcycle, you should
already?
go on that so you could ride
This
with
is
raptors
awesome.
in the
Great.
forest. That's the way you do it.
This is a really good bottle. The bottle opener is really cool.
The battle one's pretty.
Predator helmet, yes.
It's a Predator bottle opener.
My brother
Yeah, that's
was
actually
singing
pretty
the praises of this box this week.
Oh man.
This is
a
a really cool box,
box.
actually.
This is a pen.
Oh no! Does it do?
It makes. Does it turn into a raptor?
It turns into a dinosaur. The box turns into a dinosaur.
Like all good boxes should.
I'm going to see if I can do this
What is
really
this?
quickly.
What is
You're not.
this?
You're
What is this? There's like a secret hidden puzzle thing. The pages are blank and it says follow your instinct. What could it be?
Is it scratching sniff?
I'm intrigued.
Is it scratch?
No, it's not.
It's definitely not.
Follow your instincts. Lootcrate.com.
Tell us about Loot Crate, Sam.
Sam? Oh, Sam's not here.
Oh no!
I'm sorry. I think you
no.
mean
What the fuck?
Sam 3000. You ready? Greetings, humans of the year 2017. I am sentient advertising mechanoid 5000, and I am from the future. Sent from the planet Loot Cratopia to ensure you simple humans choose the correct time path. After the water war of 2018, the oil apocalypse of 2019, and the Oprah Winfrey rebellion of 2020, your world was plunged into a hellscape that lasted 2,000 years.
Damn.
There's more. Until the just and tolerant overlords of Fortune 500 company Loot Crate, in their altruistic wisdom, united the factions and brought peace to all by sending every human a Loot Crate. The gesture worked, and all other Fortune 500 companies, Apple, Kroger, the evil warmongers of Johnson & Johnson, perished under the might of the Loot Crate armies. Now all live in harmony. You humans must begin the peaceful transition by visiting primitive webpage lootcrate.com/criticalrole and use promo code criticalrole for 10% off this month's crate theme. Investigate items from Stranger Things, Batman, The X-Files, and Marvel's Jessica Jones that include a figure, detective must-haves, and our awesome monthly tea and pen. I must return to my timeline. Until we meet in the future, good crate, and may the loot be with you. Bleep blop blork bleep blop.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, what did I miss?
just
something?
missed him.
Oh, I thought
Oh,
you missed.
Sam, when did you get here?
What a blackout, man. There was a time traveler in your seat.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed you decided to reveal your character for the next campaign so early, but
So you're going to do a Loot Crate ad then?
That was new.
that was thank you very
New
much,
character.
Sam.
New character.
And thank you, Loot Crate, for
My face
sponsoring
hurts.
this chaos.
Let's see.
All right, so let's get this going. We put up a survey starting this week to try and get a feel for the community at large of you guys. To get a feel for who's watching, where they're watching it from, what kind of future merch ideas you might want to see from the show, and just that want to get a scope of what the critter base is, where it comes from, and how many of you are out there. So if you get a chance, if you haven't yet, go to geekandsundry.com/CR survey. We'll be running it until April 18th, so get on there and let us know about you. That'd be awesome.
You, man.
It's pretty short, and you can do it during the break, maybe.
I did it in a minute.
Yeah, it's pretty short.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
I watched the show.
WonderCon is in 2 days for us. It's this weekend in Anaheim. We're going to be there Saturday at 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the arena to do our Vox Machina live panel with a bunch of us up there. With delivery coffee for Taliesin.
You're in the shot, Luke. You're in the shot.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
But yeah, so if you're coming, go ahead and check it out. If you can't be there, that's okay. I think we're filming the panel. I think.
Yeah, it'll get put up at
Yeah.
a later time.
Yeah.
It is going to be aired during Vox Machina this week in place of our normal show.
That's
so
right,
if
thank
you
you
miss
very
it,
much.
you get to see the full panel in its entirety.
Yeah.
But we look forward to seeing you guys there in a couple days. So, yay. Wednesday Club, Taliesin.
Yeah, we don't actually have a. That happened. We don't actually have a subject yet. We're going through and taking suggestions from Twitter and from the chat room. But we will have that probably figured out. I'm gonna guess tomorrow and probably a graphic on Monday. But Wednesday, 12 to 2, we're talking comics, and it's gonna be fun. So we'll just come and join us and
Talking
we'll chill.
comics.
Talking comics.
Talking comics.
Great.
It's nice.
I also want to mention the show Roundtable. It's up on Alpha if you want to check it out. Me, Eric, Matt Koval, Adam Coble, Mark Humes, Satine Phoenix, TJ Storm, a bunch of really amazing, talented GMs from all different walks of life, all just talking about different themes about gaming, tabletop gaming, and what it means community, what it means philosophically, what the experiences can be improved or lessened by. It's a lot of great conversations. If you get a chance, check it out. I recommend it. I'm on a couple of them. Signal Boost has a ringtone, if I recall, right?
We released a ringtone.
As well as, so you can now get our theme song as your ringtone on iTunes. We also released a free screensaver that you can download based off of the old Flying Toasters. The After Dark, yeah.
After Dark, yeah, Flying Toasters.
We're still waiting for the Winamp.
The Winamp skin was
supposed to be
canceled, but
coming
we're
soon.
working on it.
Working on that one.
But
Ruby
yeah,
kicks
we
the llama's
just because
ass.
we thought it was funny. That's how we choose to spend our free time, is releasing
could possibly
free
go wrong.
screensavers. Yes, so go do that.
Awesome. Thank you, Marisha. Want to pass along Will Friedel, our good friend here, who plays Kashaw. He's going to be at the Wales Comic-Con in the UK, April 8th and 9th. So a bunch of UK critters, if you want to go to Wales Comic-Con and say hi to Cash and tell him how much you like him and his body of work, as well as his awesome role-playing on the show, go do it! Because he's awesome, and you should go do that. Me, Marisha, and Taliesin actually were just announced for MomoCon this year, May 25th to the 28th in Atlanta, Georgia. So for you guys over in the Georgia area or willing to make the journey, we'll be there at MomoCon doing panels and signings and all kinds of fun general hangout stuff. So come see us there. And last but not least, reminder, Vox Machina is Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific here, where our wonderful Brian Wayne Foster brings us in chunks with occasional members of the community to talk all things nerdy and Critical Role related. So come check it out on Twitch or Alpha.
He brings us in chunks. That was phenomenally
He brings us in
worded.
chunks.
Murderous.
Very murderous.
Yeah.
Very dexterous.
I like to leave it, vague, open to interpretation.
Very shark chummy. Yeah.
That's what I'm here for, guys.
Yeah.
Charnel.
And that, I believe, is the end of our announcements. Whew.
No, I have one last announcement.
Shit! No, Liam! All right,
I
what
would
is it?
like to announce that my father is hiding 6 feet away from me over there out of my Skype window. He rolled very high in his stealth, and while he may not understand what my career is, he believes that I have one.
Thank you, Liam.
Amazing.
We've accomplished a lot tonight. I'm glad we could do this together. Alrighty.
That's awesome.
So without further ado, let's dive in to tonight's episode of Critical Role. And welcome back. So, picking up where we left off last week, Vox Machina, in tying up loose ends after the end of the Chroma Conclave and the completion of Keyleth's Aramente, they knew that there was, out there somewhere in the Hells, an infernal being, a Rakshasa known as Hodis, that they had encountered previously in the past, and was going to eventually claim vengeance on them if they did not get to it fast. As such, through their research, they found that it most likely seemed to reside on the second layer of the Hells, Dis, ruling under Dispater, the one of the archdevils. And after gathering your materials, doing a bit of prep, you transitioned into the actual plane of the Nine Hells of Bator, into the city of Dis. Upon wandering the streets and trying to blend in through various alterations to your physical forms, you eventually found your way to, after avoiding a couple of possible confrontations in the street, to a tavern-like location, where you decided not to order the meats that were being devoured by a couple devilish entities, and instead the other thing, which involved both Tyrion and Keyleth having their first taste of soul. And then eventually Percival on the way out, too. You encountered the owner of the establishment, a dark-haired, red-skinned, horned gentleman, wings folded against his back, who was eager to rent you a place to stay for the time being. And you guys decided to figure out what your plans were. At which point, Freddie and Greg, Percival and Grog, went downstairs to have a conversation with this entity where he revealed himself to be named Ibkesh and was interested in possibly working out a sort of a crisscross quid pro quo type negotiation with your team. After returning to discuss the possibilities of this up in your chambers, Keyleth made her way out to locate the possible location of Hodis as a workaround. As she exited the front exterior of the establishment and went to an alleyway to attempt to transform, she found herself followed by a chain devil and some sort of a somewhat scarred and mutated-looking dwarf. They confronted you and were asking about their interest in the White One, speaking about one of your companions, Vax, who had taken on the form of an albino tiefling when you entered the plane. We left off at a tense moment, and that's where we pick up this week. As you stand in the dark and shadowed, uncomfortably hot air in the center of this alleyway behind these buildings, crushed in these very thin spaces, with what looks to be a thinning exit behind you, and these two devilish entities, or devilish entity and some sort of a messed up dwarf, kind of beginning to flank you with what looks to be grotesque murder or thrill of coming pain in their eyes and faces. What do you want to do? As you are alone.
She'll talk her way out of it like she always does.
I have a panic attack is what I wanted to. All right. Fuck me. Okay.
It's a good way to start.
Oh, don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this up. I'm going to continue with my original plan. Can't get in cotton mouth. And and I'm going to slowly start from the top down, forming.
What
Shut
are
up,
you
Sam.
using? What are you using?
This is rough already.
Are you using Alter Self?
No, and I use shape change.
So you're casting Shape Change?
Yes.
Okay. So as they begin to...
Right? Because I can't alter self into an Aaron.
No, you cannot. But you did not quite cast Shape Change last time.
Right.
We had spoken, so you're doing it now.
So I'm doing it now.
Okay. So, as they both begin to kind of slowly flank from the sides of the alleyway, and you're holding your ground, insisting that this white one they're asking about belongs to you, they didn't seem to buy your attempt at claiming territory. So you begin to mutter the incantation beneath your breath, your hands move, and you watch as you do so, the chains of the chain devil begin to continue to grind and shift around it like 100 serpents of grinding metal. and the dwarf figure, she kind of being sauntering up on the other side with this heavy limp as you watch the flesh kind of tearing with small tendrils, kind of revealing beneath, like a series of worms are almost emerging from various folds and gashes in the flesh of the arm. You complete your shape change spell as they're pulling it on you. What do you turn into?
And Aaron, yes.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
What's the...
It's that thing that we fought in the City of Brass?
Yeah, they have challenge level 12.
Cool.
So you can do that. Okay. So,
There was like the devil that we fought, and
Even
then
with pit fiends.
yeah, the one that the pit fiend summoned next to it. So you have actually encountered it, so you can do that.
Winged biatch.
So,
yeah,
as,
the one that you squared up against
she
with for
won.
most of the time. Yeah.
as you finish the incantation, your skin goes to a pale white. Your eyes becoming dark, deep red with these little burning golden coals for pupils. The rest of your skin grows fair, but thick with a very, very fine series of scales across it as these giant black red wings emerge from your back and unfold. As they extend past you in both directions, kind of enveloping both sides of this alleyway, both the chain devil and the dwarvish entity kind of stop in their tracks and take a couple of steps back, looking at you intensely.
You know, I never did catch your name. What do they call the two of you?
Make an intimidation check with advantage,
That's good. That's a good plan.
because you look like a higher ranking devil.
You got this. In the city of this.
You got this?
We got this.
Oh, I'll take that 18, and I think my intimidation's an 8. No, it's a 7. So 25.
25.
Yeah.
So as you asked for their name, the chain devil, the chains begin to slow and come to a halt, and what was originally curling upward in this aggressive stance begin to just fall limp to its sides, and just takes another step back.
No need to worry. We apologize for the intrusion.
Are you sure? Because I would love to know, maybe add you to the collection.
The chain devil kind of bows its head and begins to step back, and you see it ushering its hand this way towards the dwarf which is kind of looking confused and begins to hobble backward, and they both just back out of the alleyway in a very submissive, apologetic physicality without even saying a word.
Oh, what's the matter? Where are you going? And then I turn around, and I just start walking cool. But I'm cool.
You can fly.
Yeah, I can fly. But that's also, this is a concentration spell.
Yes, it is.
So I can't do, okay, so I'm gonna, as I kind of, is anyone looking around? Anyone looking around right now?
Make a perception check.
God damn it. 22.
22. You glance up, and right on the edge of one of the 3 to 4 story curved iron towers, you see what appears to be an impish-like creature perched on the end with what looks to be faint, shimmering gold armor that's just peering down at you from the top of the alley.
I look at it. Oh. And I just nod.
It doesn't react. Its head kind of twitches a little bit, and it just sets back in itself, looking at you. Its eyes, these gleaming, black, shining discs in the darkness.
And then I start heading back towards the tavern.
It just watches you. And as you exit the alleyway from where you came, the 2 devils that attempted to assail you there, no longer anywhere in sight.
Before I round the corner, I want to just take and do a quick shape change again to the tiefling that I was.
Okay. As your form changes, as you turn the corner,
Into the tavern.
You enter the tavern. Yep.
Go upstairs to the rest of the group.
Nice.
Did you pee on you?
Okay.
What happened?
I didn't make it far.
You ate the meat, didn't you?
Well, how far are we talking about?
I made it around the corner, and the 2 devils that seem to be very interested in you, Vax, cornered me. Huh?
In me? Why?
I have a feeling it has something to do with your deity.
All right.
Your deity? Why?
I think they can tell that Vax is special. I think
'Cause
he has value down here.
you have value?
It's the first time hearing about it, trust me.
They said they were interested in the White One. And I couldn't help but notice that you were turning quite a few heads when we were walking through the town.
Well, do you think that's because of the Raven Queen, or is it because of the choice of appearance I picked? I mean, we've met an albino tiefling before. It didn't seem like that outlandish a choice.
I don't think it has anything to do with the way you looked.
Not entirely sure. I mean, they didn't react. Did they react strangely to you when we came into the bar?
Not that I noticed, no.
So does that mean he has to change again now?
No.
No.
I don't think it matters what he turns into. I think people will be able to tell the aura that he carries with him.
What? Like a process of a divination. Like he changes and then we know what it is or not. What?
That's actually very impressive. It is actually a process of divination, technically, yes. This is
Some sound reasoning.
somehow you wandered
Don't
right
lose
back
your
to
wits
it.
down here. It's really important.
This is just an extra wrinkle into a larger problem. So what's the move now?
Well, I can do this for about another 55 minutes. Before we'd have to sleep,
Well-
before I can do it again.
Do we have to go anywhere? Are we late to any appointments?
I forgot what it was you left to go do, actually.
She was going to research the notion of other options other than dealing with the deal we have downstairs.
I was gonna
Right.
see if I could get a beat on where Hodis is. Oh, but guys, check this out. This is what I freaked him out with. Foof, and I go back into the Aaron
God.
Yes form.
Watch the wings unfurl her skin.
Oh,
pale.
right.
Check it out.
Yes,
Check it out. It's
that's
pretty hot, right?
that is
It makes
amazing.
my voice a little smoky when I'm down here too, right?
It's
I know.
What are you right now?
I'm an Aaron Yes.
How do you spell it? Dodie, take that down.
How do you say
Aaron,
it?
yes.
So with an E.
Aranyes.
Uranus.
Aaron, yes.
Aaron, like Aaron Yes.
Yeah, it's got yes baked right in.
Yeah.
Well, do you still want to look into other options, or do we want to just... We could take the deal, we could reverse the deal.
Well, you said they left you alone once you changed into that thing.
Yes.
So why didn't you just keep going then?
Well, but changing into this thing meant that I had to drop concentration on my locate creature spell. I can only concentrate on one thing at a time. It gets, especially this, it's a lot to mentally focus on.
It's very impressive.
You know, in my readings of this place, of the hells, of any hell really, they typically are, at least in literature, reflected as horrible places where lots of bad things happen wherever you go. So having a deal presented in front of us that is not horrible is, I think, a pretty winning deal. I mean, I feel like we're already ahead of the game if we are not being actively murdered during the course of events.
I would also like to point out that the definition of research in this instance is just reading the notes that I took last week. Doing actual
do my
research.
own reading. Thank you.
You did reading of the notes I wrote.
Well, then I guess we're in accord.
Yeah, don't you like brainy buddies just like exchange notes every day anyway?
I don't feel like I should have lost that one.
I noticed. Just let it go, Percy. I noticed we're being watched. I think at every turn. There's a little imp guy watching me when I came in.
Was it actually an imp? Imps are very common. Everyone's being watched. It's a city under surveillance.
Oh, we saw an imp back in Krieg's house. Would it look like that?
Gold armor? Was that the one
I
in
did not have
Creed's
gold
house?
armor, the one that you saw.
Which one did
back
we
in
see?
Krieg's.
Was it just? I don't.
The bastard in a library.
Well, that was in
Krieg's
Krieg's house.
house.
That was technically it wasn't in Krieg's house. That was in
No?
Father. What's the
It
character?
was upstairs in the.
Yeah, it was the first when you first came to Amon. It was the ally to your father, Vax,
Oh.
Oh, that's right.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, that's right, your dad.
and he was the one that was found slain or was in the process of being killed by
That's right. That's right.
entities.
In the basement.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yes.
that was a long time ago.
The slaying, right? The slaying was in the basement, but the imp was in a library upstairs in that
Yes.
house.
Yes.
And he was just a little prick.
I forgot about that. I kept a ring off that demon that we killed. It's in the bag of holding.
Wait, did you really?
Yep.
That was like 7
Whoa,
haircuts
get that,
ago.
get
Whip it
that,
out.
can I get that out? Get that out.
Why? What do you want?
Might be useful.
Yeah.
I'll trade you something for it.
Percy.
My glasses.
You're
You, I'm not gonna fall for that.
It was worth. The joke was worth the ring alone, I would imagine. We're gonna give it back. We just want to see it.
So that big demon, they like body slammed me on that spike. Piece of shit. I took this ring off of his finger forever ago, and I kept it. I take it out.
Let's have a look. I'll cast Identify on it.
Okay. The ring has no specific magical properties to it, but it is a signet of some kind. There is a symbol on it. Roll a religion check, actually.
Can I aid with a history or religion
that's
check
only
as well?
You-
19.
Can I help with him? History or religion?
This would be religion.
All right.
That's one of the oldest things in this bag.
Yeah.
That's
There's only one other thing that's older.
an 11 on top of that. So.
Okay.
What's the one thing that's older?
It's an onyx statue that we found down in the cell that you were in.
That he was in, yeah. All right, so looking at this, the two of you both conjecturing at it, the symbol here is one that you picked up specifically in the tome you did research earlier. It is a symbol of Asmodeus.
It is the symbol of Asmodeus.
Yes.
I would have instantly recognized it at this point.
Asmodeus, I was going to say that as
You,
well.
of course, you were going to say Asmodeus because it's like written 6 times in my notes. I'm literally staring at a sketch of it in my notes.
I feel like we're simpatico on this.
Can we use it? Is it like something that'll get us like a backstage pass to an audience of some kind?
I'm going to take a long look at this thing. Is this some sort of mark of? Is this a marker of some sort of favor marker? Is this a signet of stature? Is this a? You don't just put this on anything.
It seems, from the best you can tell, make an intelligence check, actually.
All right.
I should probably assist.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yes, please.
We got 2 natural ones.
13.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's a nose ring.
I think it's a contact lens.
I think that it is in fact a some sort of I don't know, it's a napkin ring.
As far as you guys go,
Tiny
it looks
napkins.
pretty damn important. It's the only thing you can ascertain
Here,
from it.
let me see if I can get something out of
That's
it.
fine. I don't care.
Can I scry on it? Like scry and see if it shows me something?
Let me
Is
see.
that a thing I know?
I mean, if you focus on an item, you can use the item to try and improve a scrying attempt if you're looking for a specific individual or location.
Individual.
I don't think we want
But I don't think the scrying spell directly allows you to.
there is a spell that does that though. Object history.
Yeah, we don't have
If you're
that.
curious, the person it belonged to is dead.
Oh,
We killed him.
Yeah,
The symbol on this object though is more or less the ruler of this dimension, so it could be useful for something.
why don't we keep it handy, no pun intended, and we'll just flash it if we get in trouble and see if that helps us.
How is that a pun?
I was actually thinking the same thing. I don't understand.
It's a
how that
ring.
was-
I said handy.
That's a stretch.
very
I don't
literate.
think that really.
I caught it. Yeah, I caught it. I'm sorry to say.
Well, are we taking this deal or are we?
Are we
not?
doing it on our own?
You know, this imp that I saw did have sparkly gold armor. He maybe looked like an important imp. I'm just saying, I feel like everyone's
Imp.
here wanting to make a
imp?
deal. It might be good to talk to others.
Vex, you're being awfully quiet. What do you think we should do now?
Yeah, Vex.
Vex at this point is kind of watching the whole thing. She goes, "Well, I'll be perfectly honest. I haven't heard much detail about this deal that you apparently seem to make. What do we make of the deal?"
Owner of this establishment we're staying in works for a man he doesn't like. Just curious what would happen if he wasn't working for that man, if he was suddenly, for reasons unavailable. And for that, we would probably be arrested if we dealt with it inappropriately, and we would be in a position to be make our enemy accessible, I suppose. We have to be a bit cagey. There are ears apparently everywhere.
Right.
I mean,
Even here.
I feel like we don't need to make a deal to go murder someone to get arrested. I feel like I could just go streaking in the street and just say words and we would get arrested.
As actually,
That's true.
strangely excited by that plan
Like,
as I am.
why do we need to commit this crime and then suffer the apt consequences?
Yeah, but
Once-
Keelan,
once we're in the
we're
prison,
arrested,
we-
he's supposed to like shuffle us in, you know, on the low
us out?
into yeah.
Well, where we need to be, not necessarily out, never came up.
Out never came up,
You're our out.
so
We leave out all of this behind once all that's
then why do
taken
we
care
need
of.
him as our in?
Because we have no other plan at this point.
At this point, we have no other plan. To get.
You were supposed to go find something, but you got followed by demons.
Yes, I did.
Well,
Yes, I did. I could attempt something similar, potentially with kind of a higher levels version of my locate creature spell, which is find the path, which could get us close, potentially.
What if the guy he wants us to kill is like a real piece of shit?
They're all pieces of shit. Look
Everything
where we
down
are.
here
Every
is a piece of shit.
Does anybody have a problem with that? It's just like, you know, piece of shit, and he's gone.
The only problem I have
like
with it,
it.
and the only reason I'm even being
you, Karen.
vaguely hesitant about any of this, is because they're all pieces of shit, including the one that we're making any sort of bargain with, and
Okay.
they are professional bargainers, and I know we're missing something.
We
Plus,
kill
if
him
this
too.
is it's a
not killing
lawful
every-
evil dimension. If he wants his boss dead, that means that there's going to be someone else above him. If we kill one guy, who's all going to want to kill us?
Did he ask like a decision by a certain time?
I don't recall, so I said I would have it within a day or so.
you said fairly promptly.
Fuck, we got a day. Let's
Let's
go
roll
explore,
around.
see what we can find.
And if we're going to decide to trust him, we could also show him the ring and see what he makes of it.
Not the ring. God, not the ring. I mean, I totally forgot about that ring until now.
He's literally still holding it in his hand in
Yeah, I
front of
did
your
it back.
face. You did.
What will you do with it?
Me?
Yes.
I'm gonna wear it.
All right.
Yeah. Does it fit on any of me giant Oscar Mayer fingers?
It fits partway down your pinky.
Yeah!
But it gets caught at about the first knuckles.
I was
look at
thinking more Jimmy
you.
Dean, but that works out well.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Wow.
It's like you and Declares.
He totally is.
Property of Asmodeus. Asmodeus.
This never ends well. Let's forego disguises.
Oh, wait, yeah?
Completely.
We're going to just drain ourselves the more we pretend to be something we're not, and obviously it's not helping us not attract attention.
Vax, you got any problem with that?
I mean, I don't know what the deal is with the people who are interested in me.
Yeah, it might not
I
make you...
can't tell if one's better or worse. But we're just going to go waltz out into town and see what happens. Is that the idea?
Well, we could. Keyleth could keep her wings and armor, and they'd be possibly less likely to question any of us if we're walking around with someone of reasonable stature.
If I might remind you, for 50 minutes now at this point, right?
Yep.
So then
correct.
we're all dead.
Yeah, then we're all dead.
Well, it's like curfew. We have to be home
What
under
about
50
you?
minutes.
Do you have
about
like a magic jock strap you can rip off and change into something?
I've already done that. We're all tieflings because of me.
Not me, bitch.
Well,
He's not
you're
tiefling.
abnormal.
Oh, thank you.
Kiki, the prison that you
Very
saw,
kind.
did you get any idea for how big it is?
The what?
The
Prison?
prison that we need to break into or get arrested and pulled into.
I didn't see how big. It seemed immense and like it was probably pretty big underground, but I can't be for sure.
I would say it would be safe to assume that a prison in hell would be so big that there would be sayings such as big as attempting to fill a prison in hell. I feel like this is just, I think we're like walking into idioms at this point.
But if this gentleman, if I may call him a gentleman, can escort us to the right cell block or whatever, that might be very, very handy. I don't want to spend any more time in hell than we have to. And as much as I usually hate employees revolting against their employer, I feel like we've got a bird in the hand, so to speak, and we should strike while the iron is hot, if I can use many, many cliches all at once.
Wait for it.
Wait,
wait
here
for
she
it.
is.
Wait for it.
Hey! What's going on?
Hey.
Where are we? I was listening in the car.
We're about to say yes to the dress and go on and go and follow this plan.
It was the one. It was the one.
Yeah, do you want to take the contract and we go kill a big shit
Is that what I
guy
heard Roger Pigsmith?
and go to prison? Or do we try and take a day and see what we can find on our own without giving ourselves over to this arrangement?
I want to walk around this place.
We're gonna kill the big guy.
I kind of
Oh
want to
God!
just take the
I'm
deal.
in South African.
Here you are.
Oh God!
Bax. What's your vote?
Well, hold on. I've got one more spitball idea. Vex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That gate stone that we've used so many times, does that only work on the material plane?
Well, here's
Does it
the
work-
thing, darling.
don't-
I gave
Yeah.
the other gate stone to Scanlan.
Right.
Right.
It won't get us out of here. No.
We don't
Would
have
it,
one.
Would it take us off this plane, though, or
It-
no?
Well, it would take
We'd only
one
take one
person off this
person.
plane.
It only take one person, and they have to be on the same plane of existence.
So no, it
you
wouldn't
would
take
know
anyone
that
anywhere.
based on the enchantment.
Even if we had one, which we don't.
So that's a dead end. All right.
Also, I heard you guys talking about the guys with the gold armor.
Uh-huh.
While you were standing 2 feet
When
over
I
there,
was
yeah.
standing right here, I heard you guys talking
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
And those guys are the guards of the city. Those are those imps in the gold armor that we were warned about those guys.
We were?
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you chime in before?
I could speak up.
Well, I wanted to. But I
just
was
saying,
biting my
you know,
nails really hard.
We have a day or so. Does anyone else think we should maybe not take the first deal that presents itself in the first tavern we step into the city? Does that not seem super convenient?
I mean, what are our chances of walking around town and going like, hey, that prison right over...
I mean, we got about 15 minutes. If we still want to go.
45.
And then also, if we want to
45.
get, pinched and put into this prison, what are the chances that, if we start shit here, are we going to just get killed in the streets? Or dragged off?
I don't know.
It doesn't seem very solid to me, but I don't have any other idea.
All right, time for a vote.
I agree.
Terry, what's your vote?
I say we take this deal, kill that employer, and go to prison. Oh my
Pussy.
God.
Jeez, Terry, you've gone straight gangster.
Well, I just want to get the fuck out of here and go
He's-
back home
he's a nice
so I
cook,
can
G.
enjoy some wine.
Starting to crack a bit.
Percy, what's your vote?
I vote we take the deal.
Keyleth?
What?
Keyleth?
I think an extra day of walking around this city could potentially save us years in hell.
Don't need an
Actually, I'll say
explanation,
I say we take the deal at sundown.
Okay, Vax.
We don't take the deal.
I really don't see the harm in spending another day here and getting the lay of the land.
Vax.
I vote for another day here.
All right.
But if we don't find any leads,
I'll vote for
we take
taking
it.
the contract. Me and Terry
That's
of a like
three.
mind.
That's three.
No, I was
to
a swing.
three.
I
Should
swing
we have-
back.
What? You swing back?
I say I take the day.
He said he wants the day.
Yeah.
Bullshit. All right, we take the day.
Well, Doty hasn't voted yet.
Neither is Trinket.
Oh, is Doty the senator who breaks the tie?
Maybe they should arm wrestle for it.
Maybe they should.
Do it.
Doty,
Giant grizzly bear.
arm wrestle that bear.
Turns towards her and she goes,
Trinket's arms don't bend that way. Trinket, you can do it.
kind of saunters up and kind of looks up, and then Doty like kind of fogs up the metal for a second on the outside.
Wait, I haven't chosen my dice yet.
Choose your dice.
Give her 35 minutes.
Hold on, I just need
Just
a few.
pick one.
She needs a bucket of Vaseline, a feather, preferably
Hold on, I gotta find a good
from a
one.
dove, and 35 to 40 minutes.
Okay, Why is all my stuff in different order?
All right, so the it takes roughly 5 or so
So
minutes
much.
to try and bring one of the nearby tables over without burning the shit out of your palms.
Oh, right.
That could possibly facilitate an arm wrestling match between a giant metal man and a grizzly bear.
Oh, but wait. Dody's not going to get any advantage on this because he's been leaning against a door, right?
No, it's cooled off by now.
Okay, good.
So as it's all there, the giant metal man. Trinket comes up.
Where's my Tony stats?
Put your whole body into it, Trinket.
And Trinket doesn't grasp. Trinket just goes and just does like a claw strike at his hand because that's
That's what
what
he
a bear
knows to
does. And so the giant open palm of the automaton gets slammed by the strength of Trinket's claw. And this is going to be the one way or another the fastest arm wrestling match you've ever seen. I need you to go ahead and roll d20, add Trinket's strength modifier.
Okay.
Come on, Trinket!
Do it.
Either way, I'm entertained.
I know.
Just nothing but winners.
14.
Roll d20 and add Doty's strength modifier.
10.
The bear's claw goes full swing. Doty's arm kind of gets thrust back and almost seems to pop out of the socket briefly. Before it pops it back in.
I must wage a
boy,
complaint that was not a regulation arm wrestling match. They
Very
did not
good,
have
you're
elbows
loser.
down.
It's not a fair
a bear
match.
has
It
an
doesn't have
elbow.
arm joints.
It's not my fault that you didn't design your robot bear to have arm joints.
He's a real bear. He's a real
I
bear.
haven't seen any evidence of that.
Trinket, go pee on him. Go potty, right there.
Please don't. I rust
Right
in
there.
many
Right
places.
there.
And this very large looming bear just
Good boy.
looms up towards you. Do you do anything?
I don't.
As the
Scared
feeling
of the bear.
as the feeling of ever so slowly trickling warm urine soaks the right side of your armored leg, Trinket's nose kind of slowly brushes up against the side of your ear and face and goes licks the side of your head, and then the last little bits of trickle end as Trinket turns around and lumbers back towards Vex.
How's that?
Yeah, I got into
Does
some
that seem real
asparagus. Ooh.
Which, by the way, there's now it's starting to actually
Oh,
kind of
That
sizzle
smells
and
really awful. I'm
and
sorry.
mist in the room.
Make a point in the room we're
I'm sorry,
sleeping
I'm
in.
sorry.
This
I think
is really nice
if
now.
we're going
Well,
to
this is
go
Grog's
outside
room
and take
anyway.
a look around, I think now is the time to do it.
All right, let's go.
Do we want to show our friend downstairs our ring?
No, we can show him later.
All right.
All right, so you guys.
Do you want me to be Papa? You like him? Come on, abandon that.
Wow.
How's that going?
Eject!
Speaking in tongues.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
All right, she's gone.
It's been a long week.
Do you want to what?
They would never believe if you told
Do you want me to be the Aaron? Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
If you feel it start to fade, we'll find some cover and let you
Do my thing.
do your thing.
Copy.
I don't think that anybody here is necessarily against duplicity. I just think they're against duplicity against them, whomever they
Oh yeah,
serve.
but can you be the Aaroness and locate thing at the same time?
No.
No,
Oh,
just
but
be
I
you.
can. Oh wait, I can cast locate object,
Oh.
but not people. Does it work the same way?
Right.
Would a Hodis egg ball kind of be an object?
Nope,
Like
that
a
is
like a
specifically a
Pokeball.
creature.
Pokeball.
Was there?
Would a prison be an object?
Keela, just be you. Don't be a show.
Location.
What about the prison
Just
door
be you.
outside of Hodis' room?
You haven't seen
Sure,
it.
I got 30 minutes left of this 9th level spell.
We'll pop it out. We'll pop it out if we need.
Yeah, what if somebody comes up to you and like thinks you're somebody and you're not, and then you
Well-
gotta like talk?
She's her own person. It's not like she looks like any other one,
Oh.
right?
You could locate.
I look like
Like just like her.
I currently look like that.
Hot.
A 1984
Yeah.
Metal magazine.
Yeah,
I mean, she's full Mystique. She can pretty much do it all at this point.
that's true.
Yeah.
I can do it all.
So what's
You
the
gonna
form
do
you
it?
take?
Yeah, he's right. I'll just take my regular tiefling form
Okay.
for now.
So you guys gather your things.
But the rest of us are normal, right? Because we
Yeah.
don't have all the stuff
Yeah.
anymore.
Correct.
So if anyone asks, we belong to her.
Correct.
Got it.
Not me.
Wrong. For 30 minutes.
All right, fine, 30. Very expensive.
All right, so as you guys make your way down into the main chamber, there's one more devilish entity that's in the process of feasting on what looks to be a small like cauldron of some sort of broken bone and dark purple and bluish flesh, and it's just kind of tearing into it as Ibkesh is at the same table where you guys previously spoke with him. He's sitting there with his same glass of wine, and as you approach, he kind of gives a nod towards you, and he has a piece of paper on the table.
Is this just a peruse?
He slides it forward.
Have a read. See if it's up to your preference.
May I?
Oh, I will give you the piece of paper, actually.
No, let's mime it. Coming.
I was really enjoying miming reading.
Oh my god, it's so long.
It's a
Oh
contract.
my god.
Oh shit. It's all right. Super long.
I'll be fine. I can do this. Really? Okay, no. Okay, well, carry on. Let's walk about while we do this. I will read out important things. Oh, I
Wait,
can't
if it
walk.
says-
I can't walk with this, can I? I have to leave this on the
you
table.
have to leave this here.
Give me page 2.
Chosen explanation.
You want me to give it a look?
Oh, Grog, fuck, it's long.
Catch it?
He already signed.
Initial pact.
Can I roll my dice while they're reading a contract?
Sure.
Contract as a whole remains until the predetermined
No.
line
No.
specific to the feeling of
No.
the trade, second and third party fact.
Nope.
I can actually follow this. Thereafter, through verbalist,
Is
you're
this
an
like the
evil person.
It's like the
Relative proximity of
CPA
this
mini
can't
game
understand
of Vox
any of this.
Machina.
I just want to update my iPhone. Jesus.
I know, no shit.
Kinda, yeah. Would you like for me to read the contract out loud?
No.
Yes.
It's so long,
It's so
Matt.
fucking long. It's gotta be, there's like,
Well, you read too much out loud. We will read it out loud.
Okay.
I
Taliesin,
feel like we should
take it
give
away.
us some grog.
This contract binds the scribe and recipient into a deal of chosen escalation for an unending period of time, or this contract is voided by an agreement on the part of both parties. Upon agreeing to and signing this contract, the recipient is bound to their agreed obligations and parameters within the first pact, as is the scribe. Upon completion of the agreed obligations and parameters on both sides of the initial pact, the first pact is considered complete and concluded. The contract as a whole remains until the predetermined period of eternity, allowing the recipient, should they feel inclined, to invoke and trigger the second or third pact any time thereafter through verbal acceptance and relative proximity of this contract. The obligations and parameters agreed upon within the second or third pact then become binding and immediate to be fulfilled on part of the both parties within an agreed upon period of time. Upon completion of the agreed obligations and parameters on both sides of the second or third pact, that pact is considered complete and concluded. This contract remains in effect through all pacts and thereafter maintaining any agreed upon specifications and obligations that remained outside of a pact's completion for eternity. Any violation of this contract on the part of the scribe immediately holds this contract null and void, requiring a penalty payment of 15,000 gold pieces to the recipient to be paid immediately. Any violation of this contract on the part of the recipient immediately locks the claim and ownership of the everlasting soul of the recipient, invoking the laws of this pact primeval under the control and dominance of the scribe for all eternity, sending the soul of the recipient immediately upon death to the scribe to do with as they see fit.
Yeah.
First pact. The scribe, your name,
Definitely like
your
an
name, yeah, Ibkesh, agrees to enable safe passage to the depths of Mentiri, specifically the Bastion of Flesh unharmed. Bastion of Flesh. The recipient, your name here, agrees to be the instrument of assassination leading to the death of Utugash, or a name I will not say out loud, the herald of something I will not say out loud, with the revealing or leaving of evidence that could connect or incriminate the scribe in an act or reasons for the act.
Second pact. The scribe Ibkesh agrees to. Okay. The scribe Ibkesh agrees to immediately conjure forth a cadre of devils in service to the recipient, that's us, whom shall remain under the command of and dedicated to the protection of the recipient for the duration of 1 month. We get a cadre of devils. The cadre shall include 4 Hamatula and a single Asuluth. Should any devils bound within this agreed-upon cadre be slain outside of Bator, they are absolved of future service to the recipient. The recipient, our name here, agrees to introduction and installation of at least 2 chosen of Despater who have been selected by the scribe within a place of divine worship of the scribe's choice. The recipient must not interfere with this installation upon completion, and any interference will be considered a violation of contract. Third pact! The scribe, if Ipkesh, agrees to immediately impart the recipient with knowledge of ancient power beyond their grasp, enabling the use of divine powers granted under the grace of Lord Despater that can instantly restore themselves or allies to a healthy state. Ooh, we get health knowledge. Or rend the life force from their opponents.
At what
He's
cost?
giving us magic.
At what cost?
These powers remain within your possession until death. The recipient, that's us, agrees to immediately lock the claim and ownership of the everlasting soul of the recipient, invoking the laws of the pact primeval under the control and dominance of the scribe for all of eternity, sending the soul of the recipient immediately upon death to the scribe to see as they see fit.
So-
We're selling our soul.
Well, not necessarily.
My favorite line. This contract as a whole remains until the predetermined period of eternity. That's my favorite.
In theory,
What is
only one person has to accept the contract.
Yes.
Right.
To lock this in, you only agree to the first pact. And when the first pact is complete, you do not have to trigger any of the other pacts. The
other
contract
pacts-
remains in effect. Should you ever decide to trigger the pact, it immediately comes into play.
So, second pact is we get a bunch of devils and they get to install two in place of divine worship to be determined. Third pact is we get all sorts of devil magic in exchange for our souls.
I'll
So
do
we're
it.
probably not going to do those
Just don't do
pacts.
those ones.
Why?
So, like, we went in to buy a car, and he's also offering us a condo and
Yeah.
land in Florida at
Yeah.
the same time.
In-
That's
in-
about it.
That you don't have
in
to accept-
perpetuity, though.
Yeah, in perpetuity. So you don't have to decide now on the other pacts. But if some point down the road,
right,
if you're ever in a situation where you're like, oh shit, we're all about to die, I invoke the second pact. Boom, you get a bunch of devils to help you for the next month.
Wow.
Or you
pretty
just like
cool.
say that, you're like,
It's
yo,
in the
Ripkesh,
you just
I take that
sign it.
second pact.
you invoke the pact
You pretty much just
within
said
You
relative
invoke-
So the
proximity.
second pack is we get a bunch of stuff, but we have to do what was it? The agrees to introduction and installation of at least two.
We have to
two
take
chosen of the-
two devils and put them in a place of holy worship somewhere in the world.
Right.
Okay, and then the third pack is our soul.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our soul for somebody else's life.
Oh, you
One
for
of
the
our
ability
souls
to
or all our souls?
One.
Was that?
one person has to sign the contract, and
One
only that
soul.
person's soul.
Oh, that's not so bad.
And the first pack, the scribe agrees to enable safe passion that up them specifically passion of flesh unharmed. I feel like that's a little thin.
We're do you say this in character?
I feel like the first pack's a little thin.
Well, there is room for negotiation, of
That's
course.
fair.
If we have some time, I could summon my father's army of lawyers.
Do they have a branch here?
No, it would take them quite some time to arrive. But they've negotiated tougher deals than
I was
this.
strangely hoping that your father's lawyers had a branch here. That would be a
Appropriate.
I think they originated here, but then they moved to where I'm from for the tax laws.
I suppose it is a
Right,
growth
yeah,
industry. This is interesting. I'm going to think it over. I'm going to leave it, and we'll be back in the evening.
Very well. Please return when you have a better idea of what you would like to see. Adjust it, and I will do the same.
I thank you for your time and patience.
He takes it and rolls it up, and it vanishes below the table as you exit.
How do we know when it's evening here?
Don't whisper here.
Oh, sorry. How do we know when it's evening here?
Just as bad.
yell here.
Just as bad.
I don't know. Can we ask him? How do we know when it's evening here? Does it get dark?
It does not get dark. There is no evening here in this.
Of course. Of course.
We're going to get mugged, aren't we?
I mean, I already got close.
Well, let's take a look around.
Does he seem to like notice or care that we're not the tieflings anymore?
He has taken a scan of the group, but he doesn't seem to be flinching. He is just there and eager to talk some more.
Vegas, man. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I think indifference is the common courtesy here to an awful lot.
All right.
So as you guys exit the establishment into the street, the heated cobblestone still glowing a dull maroon and black, you watch as what looks to be some sort of strange mist-like form emanates from a crack and turns into a screaming specter that's kind of and drifts further down the street past you.
Lovely.
They need a tourism board. Badly.
What do you guys wish to do?
What are we trying to do?
Well,
Find some
I
other way?
don't know.
We're just gonna walk around and see if we can
Got
sense where this
25 minutes
bastion of
before
death
your
is.
spell is up.
The bastion of death is what we're trying to find.
oh, well, the Bastion of Death is...
Bastion of Flesh.
Flesh.
Bastion of
rather.
Flesh is who he wants us to kill.
No.
No,
No,
that's
Bastion of
that's
Flesh
the name of
is the safe
Where?
passage to the Bastion of Flesh. That is what the contract enables you should you fulfill your part of
So
the
that's
deal.
the prison we're looking for.
We also know.
The interior is the prison. That's the part of the prison. Prison has parts.
And we've got how much time?
25 minutes.
5 minutes.
25 minutes. What can we do in 25 minutes? We could fast talk a couple of people.
Can I locate
Probably-
object on the bastion of flesh?
Teacups and the peanut
Not
butter.
an object.
It's a place.
It's a location.
What about snow cones?
I'm just gonna keep asking.
It's 25 minutes until you
wouldn't be vexed if you didn't.
spell is dissipated, but once it is, we can do locate person.
Vex.
Correct. I
Yes.
could also do find the path if I have a little piece of the prison. If we can get a little piece of the prison.
What the fuck?
What?
I just need a little chunk of prison
If
lock.
I just had a little piece of the White House, I could just right to it.
Hey, there are people who walk away with pieces of forests,
But-
beaches.
They
all
get
the
there
time.
first, though.
Where do you find
Yeah.
those people? Just
I don't
walking
know.
around?
Does there look like an oddity store?
Did you
Would I
want to
have
ask
any
me something?
last little bit of HOTUS grit or funk in my belly button where he shanked me?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
No.
unless you guys have anything in your possession from that battle, then
Vex,
no.
What?
you had mentioned that you had a locate object spell.
I do.
Is there any object that this person we're supposed to assassinate has that you have seen and know of?
Oh, this person? No, I don't know anything
No.
about.
I mean the one that we came to the Nine Hells for, this HOTUS.
HOTUS. I mean, he had knives.
He did have knives.
That's the only thing I remember.
He had a cloak, did he not?
He did have a cloak, but I mean, last
Okay.
time we saw him, he was also a little
I did see those
writhing
knives, right?
You did, but also
Yeah, I
when
mean,
it-
he was just like a cat baby wrapped in bacon.
with a
So-
tiger skin hoodie.
yeah, the
I don't know if he would still have those items. That's
no,
what I mean.
the objects would not reform with him. He would reform without all the material possessions that HOTUS had on his body when you killed him were left behind.
Does there look like there's like a weird oddity store or dealer?
Make an
or-
investigation check.
I'm also getting in on that. I'm looking for anything
Like
of
a
value.
costume
I know, I'm the...
Natural 20.
Never mind.
Okay.
All right. You don't ask around because
That's bad.
it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
And you start getting the idea too, but every single now and then you get the stink eye and you just, turn a tough gaze and keep walking.
Yeah.
Eventually you come upon a facility of some kind that looks to be made of almost pieces of black and rusted sheet metal that's just kind of jammed together in a very patchwork fashion. You don't see a doorway more than you see a triangular opening where the various interlocking pieces of metal aren't fully flush. And from the inside, you see a soft, kind of reddish-orange glow that flickers ever so gently. As you glance inside, you see a few kind of makeshift braziers that are flickering with reddish-orange fire, and what appear to be some gleaming shelves lining of strange glowing collections.
Are we going in?
Mentiri. Yeah, I want to go in.
What was the name?
Depth of Mentiri, the Bastion of Flesh.
Okay. As you
Yeah,
guys
go in.
enter,
Hands in your pockets, Terry.
I have no pockets.
Shit.
It's not Terry, we have to give him a name.
Why?
Everyone use code names.
Oh, that's
Code names.
You're at.
T-Bone.
You're right.
What?
You're at. It's your name backwards, right?
Danny?
Oh. Okay.
Whoa, Grog.
What?
How?
Oh, it hurts.
you take 3 psychic damage from attempting to think too hard.
He's writing it down.
You just got punished for being too witty.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
That's amazing.
Oh
Just a bit of blood trickles out of his right ear.
It's the most you thing I've seen happen.
The future.
no. I feel like we have to call you you're at now.
You're right.
That's fine. I've been treated worse than this earlier today.
It's on by bear.
Yeah,
By the
yeah,
way,
that's
back-
what I was talking
He's
about.
back in my necklace, by the way. I don't. think
I
you're walking
assumed you weren't
around.
walking with a giant bear around.
What are we calling the two of you?
Woad. You can call me Woad.
Woad.
That's
Woad.
somehow worse.
Woad.
All right.
What?
I guess I'm Wade.
I'm never going to Woad and Wade.
Woad and Wade.
What? No, Bill and Ted. All right. Road and Wade. My word.
You're at. And
Freddy.
you can call me Minxie.
Minxie.
Okay.
And this is Greg over here.
Greg.
By the way, our 25 minutes is quickly taking
Well,
down.
imagine this is happening quickly.
This is
right?
happening quickly as we enter
Very
the shop.
Well, it's taking you
Enter
all
the
to find
shop.
this place. You're
Yeah.
about 10 minutes before your spell
Walk
stops.
into a
Oh, geez.
fucking
Let's do this
shop.
fast.
It's a very big city, guys.
Fast.
So as you walk, this is the only thing you've seen so far that looks to have any sort of loosely welcoming or not heavily guarded, don't come in or you'll get killed type exterior. And as you enter the low lit inside, you see these kind of rickety looking shelves that contain small, like glowing gems or crystals of different colors and sizes, like weird geodes that are cut from natural deposits. And across the way, there's just a stool and what looks to be some sort of a humanoid creature that is slumped forward and breathing heavily. These elongated, kind of a dull green color on the skin, the series of small spines that protrude from the shoulders and back.
Spines?
Yeah, like jagged, long, thin spines. And as you enter, its head kind of turns up and goes,
Wait,
Yes.
we don't have a code name for him.
Yeah, Freddy.
Oh, Freddy, okay.
Good day.
You come to buy pretties.
Yeah. Yes.
No. What?
Yeah.
What?
I'm looking for something specific.
What do you seek?
Do you have any pieces, or remnants, or items from the Materi prison, specifically from the Bastion of Flesh?
No. No, I do not go there.
Why not?
'Cause it is for fleshy types.
he kind of nudges this long, jagged chin, these kind of gnashing teeth that are crooked and overlapping as it kind of spits as it speaks in your direction.
Charming.
Where is it located? We need in.
Right.
And then I slowly start to shape change just for the Aranya's face. And I just kind of give like a flash of it. We need in. And you're going to help me, aren't you?
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
Fucking hell.
Literally.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Whoa!
What is it?
It's a 19, but it was almost bad.
+7?
+7, so 26.
I do not know. The nature of the city is to be rebuilt. Always rebuilt, always changing. The archdevil, he worries. He's paranoid. Everything must not be the same as it was. I know not where it is. I know not where the bastion is. I'm sorry.
Well, then how do people get around the city?
Those who work, those who are within, those who are under the guidance of the prison's masters, they know.
Where do I find
know.
them? And show them the ring of
Oh,
Asmodeus.
you don't have it.
No, but she does.
Oh, well, she does.
I do.
He has it.
Oh, I don't know who has it.
It's on his pinky.
He went to Jared.
I cannot help. I don't know.
And like just kind of lowers his head in kind of a shameful worrying. You can see his knees are kind of quivering ever so gently.
My good mistress,
I wanna
what do you
insight
think
check
he
him
is
and see
good
if he
for
looks like
then?
he's-
Make an insight check.
I feel like he is, but I just want to make sure.
That's good.
26 there.
Okay. Legitimately, this creature is pretty pathetic as far as devils go that you've come across. And in the threatening presence of an Aranyes that is asking for information it does not seem to have, it is legitimately awaiting a terrible demotion that it doesn't feel it earned.
Mistress, I don't believe you
name and location of where to find the information that I need?
I don't know. I don't know.
Then who does?
Kind of like see him looking around spastically. His eyes are like shooting around the room at all of you and around, looking at the geodes in different directions, almost like a weird iguana face. And he goes,
torturous chains.
God damn it. The Chain Devils.
Well,
All right.
We're in here.
I think we should allow this poor creature an attempt to redeem himself. What is it that you sell here that would please our mistress?
I sell pretties. I sell pretties. Pretties used for rites. Used for magic.
Please impress us.
He kind of stands up now, and this creature that looked so pathetic when it was squatting down on the stool with its long, thin, golem-like legs, it stands up and is now head height of a good foot over most of the party. Gangly, the spine's extending from the back of the head and the arms and the elbows as it stands up now, as it kind of slowly stalks over to one of the shelves and pulls off one of these strange purple geodes with various crystals jutting out of different sides, and it turns around and brings it forward.
This carries pure condensed soul energy. Geodes robbed her from the fourth layer.
As he takes it and holds it in front towards you, you look inside and you swear within the slight glimmers of light that kind of shake through from the nearby braziers. You see almost dozens of faces pressed up against the crystalline interior, shifting past, similar to that giant sphere, that orb you saw being passed through the city when you first arrived.
This is insulting. Skip the small stuff. What have you got?
This is what I've got.
That's it.
I'm sorry.
And looks to you and looks back.
Mistress, I have this.
Mistress, would you like one?
What do you have that's unique? Expensive is lovely, don't get us wrong, but we're looking for unique, odd.
Yes, I had one of those for breakfast.
Like,
So proud of you right now.
It lumbers over to this far corner, and there's like a pile of what looks like burlap and refuse and, partially eaten, partially rotting away chunks of flesh. And it's kind of just rummaging through them, looking over the shoulder with a kind of a scatter look. And it pulls up what looks to be a long, decomposed, and somewhat mummified humanoid arm. The fingers are kind of locked up in this way, and there's like a small brass bracelet around the center of the wrist.
Now you have our attention.
Shakes it, and you hear it.
Tell us about that.
You hear it rattling against the bones, and as it kind of shakes it, one of the fingers kind of snaps off with a poof of dust and hits the ground.
Sorry.
Picks it up and is like trying to put it back on, but it won't go back on. It's like.
Oh.
Snatch it.
You're at. Do the thing.
I ritually cast Identify on the bracelet.
Okay. The bracelet essentially acts as a divination beacon. It's attuned to a secondary device that can keep watch on this one. Apparently, whoever previously wore this was doing so under the intent of relaying their travel or experience to somewhere else, and then met a very terrible end.
Oh, so it's useless to us.
Maybe. Not everything you encounter is going to be useful,
Yeah,
guys.
no, that's fine. That's fine.
Well, it's to relay information back to whoever's wearing it, or to him specifically?
To whoever has the
whoever has
other
the other
object
half.
that's paired with this that you don't know
We
what that
found
is.
a single walkie-talkie.
Yes. Right.
Essentially.
That can only
Jerry, is that thing
receive.
working right now?
Yeah.
Is it working right now?
I detect magic on it. Is it still...
It is magical. It is functional.
As far as I know, someone is watching this right now.
You don't know how old it is or how long it's been there, but it is magical.
Mistress, would you like this?
We'll take it for good measure.
Oh, really? Okay,
guess.
sure. How much would you like for this?
I just want it as a souvenir for our visit.
Yeah, I just want the one walkie-talkie that doesn't have a pair.
I'm not gonna pay for it. You're not gonna sell this. I want it.
Oh, Jesus.
You can see the brow kind of furrow, and there's a moment of kind of instinctual anger and frustration, like a kid who had his lunch money taken, but he's still like goes and sits down on the stool once more, the long knobby knees kind of almost adjusting up to shoulder height as it sits, its arms kind of draped over the front and the fingers dragging across the ground in front as it does, as it looks up.
Take it.
I lean forward and I take my clawy Aranyas nail and I go around his face and I say, consider this a good faith investment.
Yes. Yes.
You will be seeing us again. And I take out 20 gold. 20 gold.
He takes it and goes,
I will be favored to the mistress.
We hear you utter our description to anyone, and you will never see anything again.
No.
Don't we want the purple gobstopper?
No.
What?
We've got plenty.
That's like coin around here, though. Might need it.
Sure.
his hands clasped together and overlapping in front of him. He's looking up at you with this new grin, almost like now there's been a moment of acceptance or a moment of some sort of in his eyes, a union.
Minions would like to buy the purple stone with your allowance.
Oh, motherfucker.
The mistress grants you. You may.
How much for the pretty?
Thanks so much, mistress.
Perhaps you would like to shift back to your normal
You're
form.
welcome, young
Nope.
Wade.
The creature's looking very confused, but nevertheless eager to listen.
For the purple stones.
Yeah.
Oh, 1,500 gold pieces.
That number does not please the mistress, I don't think, does it?
Here you go. 1,500.
Since you kind of throw the sack.
Awesome.
And sets it down next to it, stands up, grabs and takes the geode off the shelf and hands it to you.
Thank you.
Mistress is pleased. Yes.
Very. Keep it that way.
Yes.
All right. Roll out.
You had it. You were doing it. It was
Autobots!
I was thinking everything to not say Autobot.
All right, as you guys step out of the facility into the center of town, you sense the final moments of your shape change spell beginning to dissipate.
And I kind of want to.
Before we leave, I want to hang back just for a second. Hey, Slender Man. You seem a nervous type. You keep to yourself, do you?
Maybe.
Where would you not go to stay out from under the noses of your betters?
I don't understand.
You hide in your shop. Where do you avoid so you don't get stepped on?
And he kind of leans out of the door with you and points towards the Iron Tower.
Thanks.
As you're about to leave, he grabs the back of your cloak and kind of pulls you in, points past your shoulder, his long, kind of, jagged, curved claw, and you notice as two more of these flying entities that kind of scoot by, one of them perching on a building across the way wearing the golden armor, kind of stop and goes,
The whispers.
and then pushes you back out into the street. And you hear the shifting of metal behind you as a large slab is shifted to close the front of the shop.
I use alter self to go to my tiefling form.
All right.
I want to keep an eye out for all of those imps in gold.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Same.
24.
24. Okay.
30.
Okay. Between the two of you, I mean, looking up, there are, at the peripheral of your vision and the bits of the green ash clouds that make up the sky and the occasional flashes of lightning that streak through and from within, you see the shadows of hundreds of flying entities that seem to be just running paths, keeping watch. Many just kind of stop and perch for a moment, glancing over the street, and then take off again. Many of them wearing the same golden armor. These whispers appear to be everywhere and watching everyone.
They're not paying us special attention at all.
There are a handful that seem to be genuinely interested in keeping an eye on you, but you also see other ones that are genuinely keeping an eye on anyone else wandering the street.
Okay.
So the man on top has cast a wide net over this city.
It seems that way, yes.
Nowhere unseen. Yeah.
As we start, are we walking back towards the tavern? I guess. As we walk, I kind of
Take a slightly different route back just to try and see more.
Yeah.
So it seems one of the lesser devils who is interested in Vax might be our ticket in.
Chain guys.
The chain guys.
Can you scry him since you've seen him before?
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I guess I could.
Let's scry ourselves a chain devil on our
So,
walk back.
Wondering, if worst case scenario, we could always use you as bait. Vax.
Woad.
Sorry, Woad. Woad.
Whoa.
Thanks, Wade.
It's cool, bro.
Party on, Woad.
Party on, Wade. Let's scry.
we get okay. Like, we got to get back to the tavern.
Yeah, it's a
Back to
ritual.
the
You
tavern.
have to like
All
set
right.
up everything. All right, so you head back and you're scrying on the chain devil you saw before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Any chance he'll see you
I
doing
know.
that?
Is he gonna
Yeah.
know?
Who cares?
He might, yeah.
Oh, now we're carefree. Oh, good. I love it.
Well, to be fair, I
what's your
feel like
He's scared
these
of you.
people are, and they're used to being watched.
That's true.
All right, what's your spell DC?
20.
Alrighty. Actually, put this from here. Let's get the other wisdom save. Okay. You finish the ritual, and as you focus, there's a flash of red hot energy in your eyes, and then the spell comes to an end.
How'd you go?
Is he like Hotis?
Damn it! Oh, it's like,
Did you zero in?
I hate it when that happens. It's like a flashbulb going off in your eye. Oh,
do it at a higher level?
bastards! Oh, Christ! I can't. That's it. That's all I got for the day. That's it.
So
I got
nothing.
4th level spells and lower.
Balls.
What is the vassalage? That is a good question. Shit.
Welp.
Are they up in? We went up to the room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to try the meat stuff downstairs?
No.
No.
Why?
I feel like it's human remains. I
But
don't
you
know.
don't know.
It doesn't look appealing to me,
I have a
Grog.
very active imagination when I eat.
I don't. I'll be right back. I'll go downstairs.
Okay. You head downstairs.
I'm going to accompany Grill. Yeah.
Okay. As the two of you head down, you can see there's the one kind of central table to the kind of left western side of the room. It has almost like a trough look to it with the jagged edges.
Yep.
Currently has 4 imps that are perched on the edge that are just kind of tearing into bits and tearing it off and chewing, and they all kind of stop and look up at you, all 4 of them at once, as you walk down, and they all just kind of slowly chew as you approach and walk into the chamber.
Are they wearing armor and shit?
No, they're not
Okay,
wearing armor. Ipkesh is present, though not at the same table he was earlier. He's currently kind of at the bar area talking with his rotund barkeep.
Hey, that stuff, right? Like that normal people have? Do I have like a little plate of it?
The the thick, greasy guy kind of sends focus.
Oh, yeah.
He looks over to Ipkesh, winks at you.
On the house.
Oh, that's very kind of you. See, look, experimenting with new cultures is really quite nice. New tastes and all. What does it look like?
Yay.
It looks like, you know, steak tartare where it has that kind of purplish red color to it.
Very red.
Imagine that, but there's a series of jagged bone shards kind of sticking out at sections of it, like whatever it was carved off of had been pulverized before it was butchered.
Tenderized.
Yes, but with the bone still present within. And it is seeping this sludge-like bloody fluid that is just pooled around it on this like iron platter.
Woad, would you want any of this?
You know, I'm gonna watch you go first, and I put my hand on his arm and say, let's just see how you do. And I don't take my hand off.
Okay.
Okay. I'll take one of the little bones out, and I like kind of spoon together like a good chunk, like, you know, spaghetti on a fork, and I'll pop it right in.
Okay. Well, there are no utensils.
No, I'm using the bone as the utensil.
Using the bone utensil? Okay. As you spool it up, pop it in and chew. It's very gamey. It's warm. But the flavor, it's very iron-like.
Like chewing on pennies.
Kinda, yeah, and a similar texture. The bones do tear into parts of your upper lip, and I mean, it hurts. I'd say in the process of devouring this one bite, you do suffer. You suffer 2 points of piercing damage.
Fucking hell.
Little by little.
And as you're chewing, Vax, you watch Grog kind of like, you know, kind of squinting his eyes a bit and chewing as you see bits of blood begin to dribble down the side of his chin, but a bright red color, not the color of the meat that he's eating.
Okay.
Do I feel like high, like Freddy did when he consumed the little orb of...
No, you do not. You chew it, you swallow it, it kind of hurts and grinds its way down, hits your stomach. There is a slight kind of numbness to the inside as you eat it,
Hey.
but that's the most you get.
You all right? You're feeling all right?
Yeah, it really kind of fights back as you eat it.
What's the aftertaste like?
It kind of tastes like if you took a bunch of rusty nails and then shoved them in your thumb and then sucked on that for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was very specific.
Have you done that before?
No, but I feel like you have.
Have you not?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah. I'll have another bite.
All right. You bite by bite begin to finish the meal. I'd say for the remainder of it, you suffer another 3 points of piercing damage, but you do finish the flesh in front of you.
He legitimately seems fine. He's all right. He's not like veins aren't popping out. Nothing amiss.
Nope.
All right.
My compliments to the chef.
His already kind of somewhat greasy, ruddy cheeks go to a somewhat blushing smile.
Thank you. That tasted like forearm. Okay. I'm good. Woad, do you want to go back upstairs?
Yeah, I grab just a small piece and put it in my mouth, and I spit it out immediately.
Yeah,
immediately.
It's pretty awful.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone, yeah. The cook is right there, literally. Sorry.
Yeah, let's go back up.
Okay.
All right, you guys head back up. So what's everyone doing?
Jeez. Well, I feel like we're not getting very far in the city.
No.
Yeah,
Contract.
we're kinda
Keeps us coming back.
I say we take the contract.
Yeah!
I
Wait.
hate to say I told you so.
I'll take the contract.
No.
What?
No.
Percy.
You are not taking this contract.
I'm the one who's already touched by demonic forces. I think I can resist the temptations of the second and third pact.
Cool.
And I think I know what to add to this. I think we need to demand a guide. And I think we need to demand safe passage out of the prison as well, and back to our original plane as best he can.
Yep, that sounds right.
I must request that I sign the contract. I can't let you do this.
All right.
Personally. What?
Seems fair.
Yeah.
Yacht, that is most noble of you. You
Hey,
truly
that's
are
so
earning your
kind.
place.
Unless, of course,
Are
you,
you sure
want,
you
to.
want to?
Yacht, you will be a hero to many.
Such a hero.
I mean, I've never met a hero
Give him a
braver
pen.
than you.
We don't actually have it with us. We'd have to go downstairs.
Oh, right.
But I will, yeah.
Okay.
I also think, Freddie, I tend to believe you're more capable of resisting temptation, as you say. Sorry, you're at.
I'll say, I feel my weaknesses in my heart, and I know where they lie, and I definitely know they exist, and nothing in this agreement tempts me. I have temptations, but they are not in this contract.
Is it only
And
because?
besides, you have us around you, friend.
Is it only because you've experienced these types of temptations before?
I think so, and I don't know what's going to happen to me when I die.
Wait, so you're signing it now? I thought I was signing it.
We were messing with you, but if you feel the urge to actually take it upon yourself.
Well, I do think it might actually help me in my future. Part of it could actually help me.
How
You
so?
would actually sell your soul.
No, not that part. But I could use a cadre of devils at some point.
Then your soul would be forfeit.
No.
No, actually
No.
not on that one.
Not that one. Not that part.
No,
That's
no.
pact
we
two.
just have to release a couple devils into the material
How
plane.
about no?
Yes,
On that?
I agree.
Because then
Holy
we'll
shit.
have to fight them.
Can we please go sign this
I
contract?
mean, we could. We're in the contract to say we can't kill them as soon as we release them.
I mean, you're at. We're
No
still
way.
easing you in. Freddie has a little more experience than you, and I think we can put.
I'm not going to say that I'm never going to do anything stupid again, and I certainly wouldn't necessarily want you to stop me if I were, but I'm not going to do this sort of stupid, am I?
Percy, if you die, though, doesn't this mean that you forfeit your soul here?
I'm pretty sure it doesn't. If I die before it's finished.
No. If you complete the third pact,
then yes.
you still live, but then when you die, your soul is forfeit.
But if I don't complete the third pact, well, if we don't activate the second or third pact, then I'm fine.
Correct.
Yeah, there's no problem whatsoever.
And if by any means, at any point, you break the contract,
Oh yeah, if we
mean,
do
you
not
forfeit.
if we do not
You still
kill
live, but
if
when
we
you
do
die.
not kill who we're supposed to kill, or if it leads back to him, then I'm
So if you die in the process,
You're fine?
then
no, I go-
your soul
You go
goes
here.
here.
To be fair, we're already
That was
here.
my question.
But
Yes, but we
you could
came
become
here
one of those
willingly.
melty guys.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
but we want you
entirely
to leave
possible that there will be
again,
several
Fred.
creatures
We don't want
fighting
you
over
here.
my body when I die, and my soul when I die already.
I'll be one of them.
Bless you. But no, seriously. I don't know what any of this means.
Percy, we've come here to try and kill a kitten, and it's already been a massive pain in our ass. We really don't want to come back to try and save your soul.
Well, you'll already be here,
So, don't die.
so we
Don't
won't die.
Hey, cool.
And
Can
actually,
we-
it's not that clear of what would happen if I died without completing the contract. I might just get
this would be a
brought back.
conversation to have.
So yeah, I'm gonna go
With
down.
the scribe.
I'm gonna sign it.
I'm going to go
about
down
the-
with you.
Talk about the revisions first.
Oh,
Always
yes.
get those revisions
down.
first.
We're doing it.
And a new print up.
And
All right, so all of you head down into the main chamber of the tavern, and there, returning to the table where he once sat, you see Ibkesh, no wine glass, but the paper kind of folded out in front, waiting patiently with his hands kind of folded in the front.
Some quick questions.
Yes, please.
I'll need a guide, someone who, while is not connected to you, can help us find our way through the city, find what we need, answer questions. Somebody with a little bit of the lay of the land, somebody to help, not with the actual act, obviously, but just to run us around. What happens to our soul? What happens to my soul if I die in the process of this?
If the best of your friends complete the contract, your soul is fine.
And if we don't complete the contract, then?
If you don't complete the contract, you are in breach.
Are they in breach or just me?
Just you.
Perfect. Safe passage into the Bastion of Flesh. Once we're there, we're on our own.
Once you are there, you are on your own. However, I can ensure that you are brought there unharmed.
With access to our foe.
I can imagine that can be arranged.
Can it be arranged in writing?
To the extent of my capabilities, yes. Just as you have limitations, as do I.
I would be very pleased if we could complete this contract, if this contract becomes null and void, not with us getting to the Bastion of Flesh, but with our return to our plane, with our enemy harmed. We get what we want, you get what you want. Not we get towards what we want, you get what you want.
But wherein this is it fair for me to suffer for your stupidity?
That is a question for the ages, isn't it?
That we need on a t-shirt.
We can at least contain in the contract once our foe is dispatched that you will help us arrange safe passage out of here.
You'll help us arrange our own path. We have a way out of this material plane. We just need to make sure that is there anything in the prison that would not allow us to leave under our own power?
Not to my knowledge, no. Those chambers specifically reside within the Iron Tower. That's where they imprison the extremely dangerous ones. The Bastion of Flesh is where they keep all the living mortals that were captured on this plane and not yet fully corrupt.
Do they take our possessions before we go in there?
They would, however. If you so wish, I could arrange to have them maintained in your presence.
That would be quite pleasing.
As you do that, he grabs the paper and pulls it over and just takes his finger and writes it across. And as it does, it amends the words in the contract in front of you to include the guide to lead you to where you're going, as well as allowing your equipment to also is unharmed and unspoiled and within your grasp.
That will do. You do not have knowledge of whether or not our magics will work in that prison.
I do not.
That's fair.
Can I insight check him?
You may.
24.
Okay. He seems honest. You get the sense here, he doesn't gain anything if you all fail. If you complete both sides of the contract and then he dies, he gets nothing.
Right.
So, if you were to escape,
What was that?
I don't know.
An old woman was trying to talk to us.
But yes, so it's you get the sense that the purpose of this contract is in hopes of eventual corruption.
That seems fair. I suppose the last question, and this is just my last amendment, is we own an artifact of this plane. We would like it, if possible, to be identified, and for you not to speak to anyone of what we have or what it's worthwhile, and to keep our presence confidential as much as we keep yours confidential. Mutual confidentiality.
I have nothing to gain by revealing your presence.
Is there any way in this contract we could add a clause where you pre-order 1,000 or so books to be sold by you here later?
I can write up a different contract for you if you like.
No, well, we can omit that part. That's okay. That's fine.
Can I show him the ring?
What?
Grog, would you...
Greg,
could you please show him... I have to sign it with my own name, I imagine. Anyway, can you show him the
What you got?
Jared.
Your piece.
Oh.
Kind of leans in and squints. It is a signet of the cult of Asmodeus. It is a trifle here, but is used on your plane to assert belonging.
Fair.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Last question, the final question.
Yeah.
How powerful is the Herald of Vassalage?
The Herald is quite powerful. The Herald resides within his stronghold.
We would have to get into his stronghold.
You would.
How many enemies are we talking about fighting as well as him?
General guarding throughout the stronghold, I put it about a dozen, maybe.
And what sort of forces does he have?
Well, those are his forces locally. He has guards throughout the city, but they're scattered. Thus, the importance of this is to go in unseen and unheard.
What kind
and
of...
if you run into resistance, squash it before it can make any noise.
What kind of devils are we talking about?
Nothing too serious. The bearded variety. Maybe a bone devil, maybe two, I don't know.
And this creature itself? The horn devil?
Oh, this is a pit fiend.
Oh, again.
We
Jesus
fought.
fuck.
Oh, you fought those before.
What is this weave?
Oh, we're a team now.
But Utugash is strong but slow, slovenly, sluggish. Has reveled in his own opulence for far too long.
What's another dead pit fiend in hell?
I'll sign it.
Ask about the bastion of the flesh.
Do it. Do it now. Do it quickly.
Ask about the bastion of flesh.
Fred, get that.
What
Sign
about
it.
the bastion of flesh?
How big is this?
Maybe
person?
I should sign this. I don't want you to corrupt yourself senseless.
Arm wrestle.
I push Urat back away from Freddy.
All right.
You're here. Enjoy the ride. Freddy has this. Thank you.
I'm signing.
Oh my lord.
I checked to see his name. Is it his real name that is signed?
I mean, it seems to be the contract wouldn't be binding on his end if it wasn't.
All right. Not the full name, but enough.
Not the full name?
PDR.
D-Rolo.
Musil.
You don't have to write the entire name.
Musil.
Oh, no, wait. This is happening. No, I'm not doing that.
We'll say you do in character.
No, I've actually finished it.
Okay. As you finish signing, the ink kind of flashes and glows.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
And
like
it burns into the parchment ever so slightly to the point where you smell the scent of just slightly singed parchment. It curls up away from you and into his grasp as he takes it.
What's a devil to a man who fears no god?
Pleasure doing business. Now. He snaps his fingers, and you watch kind of apparate on one shoulder one of the imps that you saw earlier when you arrived, that kind of saw you and rushed out when you first entered or coming downstairs. It appears on his shoulder. This is Vasar. He will be your guide.
Vasar. With an R
Well, that
or with an
sounds
H?
familiar.
Vasar.
Vasar.
V-A-S-A.
Of course, our father would be named after a fucking imp.
Vasar.
Vesar is your last name. Vasar is different.
Sounds closer, fucking enough.
Whitney warned me it would come to this.
I went to Batzer.
Which one? Whoa. What?
Vasar will guide you.
Never met.
Thankfully, the stronghold is near the torture pits, so there is general din and sound and agony to surround. So that might offer you some solace in being unheard. But be careful.
Any advice would be welcome. We want what you want.
I know. Rest, prepare. Enter where is easiest, always the path of least resistance. Get the jump, surprise and silence. And when it's time to leave, I can help you travel, mostly unseen, should you avoid some of the more piercing eyes of this domain.
Would you know where to get a silence spell out of curiosity?
I can provide maybe one or two.
One would be... Two would be even more helpful.
Very well. Rest. I'll be here waiting.
If no one sees us kill him, how will we be arrested?
Don't worry. I'll know when he's down, as I'm sending Vassar along with you.
Right.
And once this is known, just wait. Because the alarm will call the guard, specifically the ones that work for me.
All right. So we should make sure after we kill this big guy, not to kill anyone else that comes for us?
No one that seemed to be under his employ, no. Otherwise, clear them out.
Okay. Perfectly simple.
Let's go plan our attack.
All right, as you guys make your way back to your room to discuss, we're going to take a quick break.
Yes!
We'll be back here in just a few moments. We have our Tiger Maple Dice Tower giveaway at the break from our friends at...
Tiger
Oh my god, it's all in pieces still. Oh god, but yeah, it's all magnetically put together.
Wait, what?
Make the weird little magnet things happen. That's
I know,
all.
you make
Oh, wait, it's a dice tower?
it's a dice tower that all magnetizes together. It's pretty rad.
Magnets happen.
So yeah, do we have a code word for the chat?
You pick.
I pick. The code word will be PACT. P-A-C-T. So go ahead and come over to the Twitch chat room, use the word PACT in there to join the chance giveaway.
And take the survey if you have a moment.
Exactly.
Go take that
Awesome.
survey.
See you guys in a few minutes.
Go down.
board games changed my life in many ways because they are my life now. I work with them professionally, but also because as a kid, it was the one thing that made sense for me as an expression of who I was.
Board games changed my life by giving me a platform to build community with other adults in a world where it isn't always easy to find and make new friends.
Learning games, playing games, understanding the rules, and making up my own stories to make some of the game mechanics make sense was what drove me, and playing games was the best way I could sort of develop that personality myself.
Board games are our opportunity to actually get together in meat space and not just have fun, have a good time, but also share our lives and maintain a connection.
I can say happily that I met my girlfriend at a Dungeons & Dragons game, and that I've met most of my good friends over board games, and now I've met every single one of my coworkers right here playing board games at Geek and Sundry.
I get to spend so much more time with my friends because every week I get to go play board games, and it's had a tremendous and wonderful impact.
Hey, this is Donna at Geeky Teas and Games, and I'm here to tell you how board games changed my life. When I was little, my brother Sean would talk to me about exactly two things: Twin Peaks and Dungeons & Dragons. He would talk to me about the adventures that he'd been on, the monsters he'd slayed, and how poorly his dice rolled. I would sneak into his room, since I wasn't allowed to go with, and play his Talisman and Fury of Dracula. Soon I learned how much I love board games. Now that I'm older, I have my own game store, my own Dungeons & Dragons dice, and even though my brother's no longer with me, I still roll his dice, which still roll like crap.
That was just a few examples of how board games have changed people's lives, and we want to hear what your story is. Head on over to tabletopday.com and submit your video. Try to keep it within 30 to 60 seconds, because we want to hear from you, our amazing community. Board games are something that we're all very passionate about, and your passion is important to us. And there is a good chance that we'll feature it not only on our live stream, but all the events that take place during April 29th, which is, of course, International Tabletop Day. Roll dice, play nice. We'll see you at the game table.
Oh shit, that's right, that's me. Oh, hang on, I gotta take this. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, what's up? Hello, professional. Yeah. Oh boy. Hello, a professional here.
Hello, guys, and welcome back. All right, so before we get in real fast, we have the winner in chat. The winner of the dice box is Ikara. Ikara, congratulations, and well won. There you go. We'll get that info for you and get that sent out to you ASAP, so congratulations. Also, I forgot to mention, because I didn't put it on the thing before, but I'm put it on Twitter, I'm going to be guesting at SakuraCon, middle of April 14th to the 16th, up in Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
So if you guys are up there in that area, come say hi.
Easter weekend.
Yep, panels and signings, all that fun stuff. And so folks near and around the Seattle area, come up to SakuraCon and say hi.
I'm going camping.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right.
So much. So good.
So,
man,
bringing it back in. So you guys have signed a contract. What are you doing to prep? What are you doing now?
Going to sleep.
You are locked in.
Going to sleep.
Prep anything?
Only
What's our
one of
plan?
us is locked in.
Well, what's our plan? We go and we fucking try to stealth as much as fucking possible and kill a fucking pit fiend.
Stealth and kill a pit fiend. Done it before. We can do it again. Okay, I'm confident.
How did we do it?
about this
Wait.
plan.
Let's just remember. How did we do it last time?
How did we do it last?
We bumblefucked our way into it, got
Yeah.
super lucky.
Uh-huh.
And Bumble fucked our way out of it.
Was he weak to anything that we remember?
Nope.
Nothing?
But he was extremely frightening.
And smart.
Oh, so
Very
definitely
smart.
do a
And
feast.
poison.
I can.
Okay, we'll do a feast beforehand.
Nope, I can't.
You guys technically are still under the effects of a feast.
Yeah, but we won't be when we go to fight him.
Depends on how soon you get there.
No, but
We're sleeping.
The feast lasts for 24 hours.
so if we rest,
You guys, it's been probably, if you start resting fairly soon, it will have been maybe 4 to 5 hours after you used this or ate the feast. With the 8 hours full rest, you're still looking at almost a half a day left. Up to you.
All right.
Up to you.
Yeah, let's do it.
I for one am going to have some sleepy time tea.
what are you laughing at?
Some
I
warm
lost
milk.
a lot of hit points actually today. I could use a recharge.
Warm milk of the dam.
All that thinking.
All right, let's go to sleep.
Need your Cheerios, bud.
All right. You guys have an evening's rest in the second layer of hell within the Iron City of Dis.
Are the beds like painfully hot?
The beds are warm. They're very toasty. It's like trying to fall asleep in the middle of the summer in the valley with no air conditioning. It can be done, but you're sweaty and it's not very comfortable.
Wet the sheets.
The whole experience.
Maybe, yeah.
I have someone fanning me the entire night.
It does help somewhat.
Yeah.
You're the most comfortable sleeper in the entire group. All right, I need all of you guys to roll a wisdom saving throw. If you don't mind.
At advantage though, right? Because of
Because of
the hero's feast.
That's correct.
We're smart even in
Natural
our
20.
sleep.
Natural 20 here as well.
What? Shut up. Ooh, I got a 17 and an 18.
Nice.
That's pretty damn good.
That'll
So-
do. Wisdom saving?
Yep.
18.
All right.
11.
Okay.
32.
Advantage?
The facts?
16.
Okay. You guys all awaken, rested, as, you know, in the similar way you rested after being, you know, out open under the night sky on the side of a road in a campsite. You know, it's not the best rest, but it's enough to at least continue with some wind back in your sails. Other than that, you are feeling a little bit hungry.
How am I feeling?
You're feeling fine.
Don't we still have some rations that we've been carrying around with us for quite some time?
I mean, yeah, we have a lot of stuff in the bag of coding.
Do we have any souls?
The stuff downstairs is really not that bad.
No souls in the bag of coding,
Is
but
it not
we
that
do
bad, or is it
have.
actually just slightly above awful?
We do have
Yes?
half
Okay.
a thing of boar meat and some grain, just some random grain, which I think is like oatmeal, oats maybe.
Put some
but
hot
like
water on it and
all water is hot.
yeah, a bit of that. That's fair.
I'm gonna sit the boar meat down on the ground and kind of cook it a little bit.
Oh.
And actually, it cooks pretty easily. There are portions of the iron metal, especially in the bottom floor, that
I'm going to
Cook it.
use the gun barrel to kind of sear it a bit.
Yeah, make some like
Okay.
grill
Walk it
marks
in.
on that thing.
Yeah.
All right, and you managed to cook a decent. And then the boar meat's been frozen for a while, so
Yeah,
it's
took a
not the
while.
best, but it's better than, you know, bone splinter meat chunks
Or
Hey.
eating souls.
also
you know.
viable.
Don't judge
Does that
it till
use
you
up
try
all
it.
of the boar meat that we, or is it, am I down to like a quarter of a boar meat now?
How much did you have?
Half a boar meat? I have no idea what that means.
Half a boar meat. Half a boar between all of you guys, including Grog's appetite, I'd say that's about it.
gone?
That boar's gone.
Damn it.
That's like Super Nintendo lingo. I have half a
That's
boar
the
meat.
worst eraser.
You know we had
It
drunk
just
food
made
right.
like a pink smudge across the page
Oh,
instead of.
no.
Oh, that's the worst.
I'm
Like to try
sorry.
mine, right?
No, this one's good,
You got
Edward.
that?
Wow, we just had like a very Oregon Trail moment. I'm proud of us.
Look at us using rations.
Mm-hmm.
We've never done that before.
You have
Just not since the beginning, yeah.
Ooh.
Alrighty.
Just erasing that board.
All right, where do we find this? Oh, wait, did Zara, Vasa spend the night with
Vasa.
us?
No.
No.
Where is Vasa?
You have no idea.
Downstairs, I assume.
All right, should we go downstairs and find Vasa? Because that's who's going to lead us to this place, right?
Yeah.
Vasa!
That's.
Vasa!
Don't speak so loudly
Well,
here.
you said not to whisper.
I didn't say not to
Don't
listen,
make a
whisper.
scene either. It's important.
Act natural.
Just be as cool and calm as possible.
Yes, act natural. Don't act natural. Be as
He's
cool as
doing
calm as
that,
possible.
Unfortunately.
I'm always cool.
That's the spirit. Just like that.
Good acting.
Do we see the imp downstairs and everything?
As you head downstairs, you do notice that Ibkesh is sitting at one of the chairs in the far end of the bar. The usual keeper of the establishment is not currently there. There are nobody else in the bottom portion. It is empty, and the imp, Vasa, is currently resting on the shoulder of Ibkesh as you approach.
Close it down for a bit, did you?
Just to be safe. Best not to have individuals knowing of our presence arrangements or your group exit applying to me.
You gonna introduce us to your little friend there?
You did.
You did. It's bizarre. It's the guy
I
that's
know his
guiding us.
name, thank you.
Vasa will be able to bring you to your location. Vasa's mastery is in not being seen and keeping beneath the eyes of the Whisperers. Vasa will not be able to aid you in the confrontation, for Vasa is as strong as the parchment you signed yesterday.
Any luck on those other materials? Silent spell or two?
Mm-hmm. And he pulls within like a small satchel on the side of his long black and purple robe, this small leather case that is locked on one side. And as he pulls it open and reveals this very, very tightly wound piece of parchment and hands it over. This is a silent spell. I could not procure two, unfortunately. But this will aid you.
The Whisperers you speak of.
Mhm.
Do they see through illusions?
The Whisperers, they do not see through illusions, but they do see through invisibility.
All right.
At least, not all of them. The bigger ones, if you see any that are larger than a winged compatriot here, those are the ones to avoid.
Okay.
Bless you.
Sorry. I feel like a good idea would be to just.
Go?
Yeah. But I mean, can't we just alter selves into like little bugs or something and get in behind him?
No, it's
Surprise.
not a polymorph spell.
I could animal shapes us there, yeah.
How many of us?
All of us.
Then you'll be down a spell.
8th level, but it could be worth it to not be seen and get the drop.
Do you think that sounds like a reasonable plan, or do you think that that's something that
sounds, if that is within your capability, that sounds very reasonable.
And Vasar could get us into the keep as insects.
Vasa could show you the way in, yes.
Could be good.
Are we? Yeah. Are we wasting
let's do
spells
it.
just to get there?
I suppose.
No.
But it's a surprise attack.
I imagine we'd get there, do animal shapes to get through and get to him.
And then pop out and attack him right from Bugness.
Yeah. Bugness Everdeen.
Okay.
Oh, that was sour.
I like it.
That
Thank
stuck.
you. Laura liked it.
With the right conditions, if we keep quiet, I can lay some pretty heavy hurt on this guy at the get-go.
Right.
If we keep quiet.
Yes.
All right.
So
Let's bug it up then.
this is animal shapes into a. What form are you taking?
Are we doing it now or later?
And later, not now.
Right, but what form are you taking?
Let me figure that out. So who's got a player's handbook in the house?
Right here. 20-foot radius centered on a point, not on an object.
Animal shape. What are you looking at?
Oh, this is us, but I'm just going to keep
Oh.
No, animal shapes, basically you guys
Looking
can
at silent
become a large or smaller beast.
Larger, smaller beast. So I can't do anything.
Like we can't be insects. Are those beasts?
Microscopic.
Microscope, no.
We're not microscopic, but it's tiny. We can't
I
be tiny.
mean, bird size would be about as small as you can get.
Bird size.
Boy, that sure
Are
sounds
there
like
any?
food.
Yeah, are there any creatures?
Devils
here
aren't interested in
that
rats.
small that go unseen? The size of rats or birds of some sort.
I mean, there are fiendish variations, and there are rats that exist on this planet, though life for them is not very enjoyable.
Oh shit.
We will be running on the blazing hot ground.
Oh right, poor little burning rats.
Is there like
And flying in the imp-covered air.
Didn't they said Vasar can get us there, right? Can
Let's
get
just-
us
let's just get
safe
there.
passage?
Oh,
look at us
fine,
do it,
fuck it. I was just thinking it was a thing, but forget it.
It's only in a contract.
So, shall Vasar guide you?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
Very
I
well.
guess so.
Kind of taps the edge, and Vasar has been kind of watching, kind of. Come, follow me! And takes off the side of his shoulder. Mm-hmm. You guys have spoken with an imp before. And the imp out the window, grabs onto the side of the door frame, and then kind of scurries onto the outside, then turns back around and looks inside. Come.
We go.
We go.
follow.
I will lead us.
Do we need to pass
you?
without a trace?
Yeah.
Yeah, I cast pass without a trace on us, just
And I'm
so that
I'll alter selfing to my tiefling form.
Alrighty. So, that being the case, you guys step outside into the street and you watch as Facade disappears down into the same alleyway that you previously had nearly been assaulted in. Keyleth, you guys, if you could all make stealth checks.
With advantage.
Yeah, and
No, with
add
plus
10.
Add 10. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Motherfucker, natural 20.
What?
Jesus.
2 in a row.
Ooh, 30.
24.
38.
44.
Ooh, 39.
All right, so for the first leg of this journey, as you're watching as Vasaz is darting from edge to edge and occasionally almost dematerializing, turning invisible, and for a moment you kind of have to stop and look around, and then you watch his form appear off in the distance and kind of shoot up a tiny little lit flare to kind of gather your attention once any sort of large whispers pass overhead. And this process of kind of, rubber banding behind Vasaz continues over the next half an hour or so, going deeper into the city. And as you go, Vex, you're keeping a pretty close watch on where you're coming from, though you're also seeing large groups of lemures, which is how it's pronounced, as I've been corrected. And I'm so glad it's pronounced that, not lemurs, because it sounds awful in hell. It's lemure.
The lemurs are so cute.
I know, and they're not cute. They're horrible, fleshy, tortured souls.
That's
So,
my nickname, man. Don't shit on my nickname.
Lemurs.
you see clusters of lemures throughout the city. As well as low-level spine devils and some other fiendish creatures that are in the process of rebuilding and reconstructing buildings and tearing down others. You start seeing elements of the city are constantly in a state of being restructured, rebuilt, sometimes more grandiose, sometimes more awful and terrifying, and you get this sense that the city is in a perpetual state of flux. That gleaming iron tower still just beyond your visual sight whenever you have to readjust your vision across the horizon. I need you guys to all make another stealth check for these different steps of the journey.
25.
25.
29.
16.
With the plus 10?
With the plus 2.
Oof.
Alrighty.
Natural
22.
I guess I could.
Come on, golden snitch.
Come on, Freddy.
There's something about that coffee cup being there. There we go.
I'll share some of my 37 with
Doesn't. So as you guys are moving along, watching Vasa eventually gets out of sight for a moment, and you all have to kind of stop and pull back. And you see a flash of light that signifies Vasa calling you forward when it's safe. And as you all move forward, you watch as Tyrion and Percival were both looking behind, just keeping watch on your back. And by the time they look back, you guys are already about 20 feet ahead. And as they rush forward, Percival, straight up, his foot hits the edge of where two of the iron rifts in the ground of the plating that meets up this part of the alleyway. He stumbles forward, landing hard on his elbow and giving out a of his breath. And as he does, you hear and you watch as a small impish creature in golden armor begins to crawl over the roof of the nearby building and look over the side.
I turn and break away from the group and head in a slightly different direction for a moment and sit and nurse my elbow and try and just look like I'm dealing with my medical issue and really trying to look like I didn't notice the thing that's watching me now.
Okay, I want you to go make a deception check. No, you have to roll if it's intentional.
Deception?
Yeah.
9.
9, okay. So you watch the creature, and it kind of like slowly crawls along the top of the roof as you go and split off the rest of the party. You hear behind you some sort of conversation, and then a second one appears, and one continues to follow you while the other one continues to move with
Do
Tyrion.
I have any of the soul?
Did I see him?
Yeah, you watch him kind of, after he gets back up, he breaks off from the rest of the group.
I'm gonna stick with him.
Okay, so you're both now being followed by two of these.
One moment. I'm gonna pull out a piece of the soul, the edible soul, and just about to eat it.
Did the rest of us see this, by the way?
You all you just made it past this open walkway in the street, turn around in the other alley, and you watch this happen across the way. They're about 15, 20 feet from you in an open road.
I'm going to quietly follow behind the imps.
There's nothing.
Although the imps are on the other side of the road from you right now. But if you want to, you can try in a moment.
Oh, no, they're close. All right, never mind.
I'm trying something. I've got a shard of soul out, the soul shard, giving it a smell. And I'm going to, not quite loudly, but with a bit, and I'm going to huck it in the other direction with distaste.
Okay.
Is this the G?
No, this is just a shard.
Okay. One of the two imps breaks off and swoops down after it and immediately runs over and starts scattering across the ground trying to catch it as it kind of tumbles off the side. The other one continues to follow after the two of you.
Can we try and give it the slip? That one that...
I can try to make us invisible if you'd like.
It won't work.
Won't work?
Just they see through invisibility.
All right. Well,
the bigger
we
ones
can
do.
try
The
to
bigger
run.
ones do.
The bigger ones do.
I thought you said the whisperers
No,
saw
the
through
bigger
invisibility.
ones.
So the some of the whisperers do, some don't. You should be wary of the bigger ones. They see through invisibility and possibly other things.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm going to dust myself off and try and just meander into a shadow. I still have Pass Without a Trace.
You do, yes.
So I'm going to see if I can just vanish stealthily.
Okay, make it with disadvantage because you are being actively watched.
I am being actively watched?
Like you can turn on the corner and attempt it, but you know.
That's kind of, yeah.
It is aware that you walk there, so your ability to slip out of its view once you break from its line of sight is going to be this check.
I'm also going to, can I also use my boots of spider walking to see if I can kind of crawl off the street a little bit and see if I can...
Sure, let's try it. Go ahead and make your stealth check.
You can certainly try.
Disadvantage, I hate disadvantage so much. That's cocked.
That is cocked.
It doesn't matter, that number is
That's
awful.
pretty bad.
Yeah, never mind, no, I fail.
Okay, so as you turn on the corner, you step up on the side of the wall, hearing the impact of the boots kind of across the iron side. Thankfully, it's enchanted boots, so the damage is relatively minimal, but you do hear the kind of very faint sizzle of leather on hot metal. What are you doing, Tyrion?
Well, I will cast invisibility on myself.
All right.
And that's all I can do for the night. For an action.
So as this one is following Percival around the corner, the one that was going after you that was distracted by the stone, you turn invisible and it seems to kind of glance around and it's lost sight of you for the moment and it continues to push after Percival. So
I'm gonna stick with Percival, but in an invisible way.
I'm just gonna keep talking over the headphones, trying to keep up with where everyone else is, but walking off a block in the hopes of sort of bullshitting my way through this.
Okay. As you head down this alleyway, and you guys are kind of parallel following on the side, kind of watching this from a distance, but staying out of sight, not, make yourselves visible. Percival, you look up and you see this strange, eerie green glow that begins to drift in your direction. And you watch as these spectral arms begin to just drift up out of the ground, and this elongated, horrifying face kind of pulls up from underneath the darkened cobblestones of the street, going, and this specter entity drifts in your direction.
Do I recognize what the spectre entity is?
It's some sort of a ghost-like creature. You've seen a number of these just kind of emanating and drifting through the city. And some small clusters, some individually. They just seem to wander aimlessly throughout.
I am whispering the incantation for invisibility into a coin.
Okay. That takes a minute to do it. So
It does? Fuck. But then
It's okay.
I'm not doing it.
Okay.
I'm going to try and keep pace with that thing. Is it following me?
You glance over your shoulder and see it, and it is currently crawled around the side, and it's leaping from these small stuffs, almost these window sills of these small iron squares that are about that big, that are built into the side of these wall here. It's kind of leaping and flying from section to section, staying maybe 15 feet, 20 feet behind you.
Can I
20
trail
feet
this
behind
thing?
us?
Do you want to go and follow?
20.
All right, make a stealth check.
You said 20 feet behind us?
It's about 20 feet behind you, yeah.
And up?
Yeah,
All right.
about 15 feet up from you.
I'm going to reach into my alchemist's satchel.
Thank God.
And pull out a bag of writhing, sticky black tar and hurl it right at his feet.
Okay. So it's leaping from windowsill to windowsill, and as it gets to one windowsill, you chuck at it.
Yeah.
All right, go for it. Roll for attack.
Yeah. What is this, plus my spell attack bonus? No, it's just an attack? What is this?
It should say under your ability here. I'll pull it up if you want.
I mean, am I rolling for the throw or for the spell?
This is for the throw, or is it the creature saving throw? Which is it? Which of the two? Let me go look. Actually,
I've just had
Since
5
I'm
of the
now
worst
looking at
rolls
this.
I've ever had in a row.
Mhm.
Like it was just
Pardon
that
me,
was just
folks.
ugly.
First time
There's
he's
just
used it.
ugliness happening, and I don't feel it's gone yet. It's not in the dice. It's in me.
This is the Tanglefoot bag.
No.
Yeah.
lives in you.
That's what happens when you sell out, man.
Shut up.
Okay, so what you do is it splats against it, and you watch it and it gets kind of stuck and sapped into it. And it's moving now at half pace. It's having to pull through the substance that's kind of glued to its feet, and it's trying to tear away.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. That's all
I got a 46 on stealth. Can I shove away
You turn around the corner now, and you see first off, Tyrion appears.
46.
Because when you throw the bag, it breaks your
That's an
invisibility.
attack?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's working.
So now I see Percival and Tyrion both appear, and this one impish creature is now currently partially glued to a wall and is fighting, trying to pull its way off.
Run.
It looks like a target. Whisper.
Okay.
With a 46 stealth.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll.
Thank you.
All right. Would this be surprise? If
No,
I'm that stealth?
it is aware that there are threats in its vicinity, so it's not a surprise attack. But it does not see you, so you have advantage on the attack. It is considered a sneak attack if you hit.
That one's out. Okay. Let's say 25 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. Okay. 12, and I will do a second attack as well.
Well, how much damage is the first attack?
12.
12 damage? It's sneak attack because it didn't see you there.
Oh wait, no, it is sneak attack, right?
Yes.
Thanks. Uh, 12, 25, 27, 33, 35, 40, 42,
Okay.
plus psychic damage from that, 42.
Right, okay.
So 45.
So right as it's pulling away from this Tanglefoot bag, this explosion of glue, it's like, and a dagger just sifts through it, and you watch as it goes in 4 different pieces, retracts into the Tanglefoot bag muck once more. it got completely shredded, and the sections are withdrawn back and stuck to it as they're slowly now dribbling out of this massive glue on the side of the building, which is now starting to bubble from the heat from the side of the structure.
Tar pits.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to try and turn another corner. And
Okay, the impish creature that was distracted by your stone is now attempting to catch up. I want the three of you to make one more stealth check since you've all revealed yourselves.
Come on. Don't
10,
fuck
add 10.
up, Percy. Don't fuck up. It's all right.
23.
24.
37.
Okay, you guys darting into the shadows and rush around the corner. You hear in the distance the clattering of tiny imp claws and the impacts of it kind of doing the same perch to perch gliding through the alleyway. You turn around the corner and join up with the rest of the party. And you hear in the distance some sort of a distant barking call in a language you don't understand. This.
Well,
She has to say
they're
Jurassic
going to be
Park.
on the lookout now.
So you gather that they've acknowledged that there has been a whisper slain in the alley. So you might want to hurry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys collectively catch up with Vasa and are led further in the city, you begin to hear now this horrible grinding sound of metal that becomes just omnipresent the further down this labyrinthine network of alleys and streets. You can see the glow of red and orange that previously kind of just emanated from the horizon is now beginning to light the sky around you. It's there's light pollution from some sort of nearby source, and as you turn one of the corners, you look and see giant pyres of molten metal and fire. There's just a gargantuan forge where people are just, or I say people, these devilish entities and hundreds of lemures are just heaping large bits of iron ingots and scrap metal from fallen buildings and tossing them into this forge. And every time they do, just a burst of flame and ash and cinder come pouring out of it. And from there you can see refined metals being pulled out and brought to other elements of the city. Beyond that, as you glance over, you can hear this faint echoing sound of hundreds upon hundreds of voices, all moaning, screaming, squealing in torturous pain. You don't have a view of what's causing it, but this whole area of the city just brings this terrifying presence of, well, the torment you'd expect from somewhere in the hells. Vasa has, as you kind of pause him, Vasa darts back, trying to usher you forward in the direction of the sound and goes, Come, follow. And then vanishes once again, peering on the other side of the street and beckoning you once more. For the last leg, I need everyone to make one more stealth check.
Come on, Percy, for fuck's sake.
All of us?
All of us.
All of you.
Better.
22.
23.
34.
27.
26.
37.
Okay. You guys, as you're waiting for the right moment to cross the street, you wait for one cluster of these tiny winged, not quite imps. They're a little larger than imps with this like dark, bluish green, kind of spined protrusions out of the wings and their heads of these giant bony ridges that go back, and they have these long spears, and about 24 of them kind of come down the street in a vast cluster, almost like a bat storm, like a whole bunch of just randomly flying and angrily screeching creatures. And as you wait for that to pass, the minute that sound goes past, you dart across the alleyway, make it to the other side, and turn just in time for the large, heavy footfalls
Oh, shit. Oh, God.
of what looks to be some sort of monstrosity, multiple arms that are stitched to this large golem-like creature. It's humanoid, but it's about 15 feet tall, and it's just covered in stitches, multiple chunks of different faces that are all just sewn together in places. You can see a series of gems that are embedded in like its shoulders and part of its throat that all kind of pulse like separate heartbeats that are out of pace with each other.
Shit.
And as it stumbles forward, you see a chain around its neck, and it's being dragged by this tiny imp that's just kind of pulling it forward and tugging on it as it doesn't even make really much of a noise other than a perpetual gurgle, but it's just some sort of flesh-stitched automaton that's being dragged forward to its next physical activity at the behest of whoever owns it.
Freddy, you can't end up here.
No.
A few moments later, Vasa brings you to the outside of a large, jet black, metallic and stone structure. A heavy, thick-walled stronghold with a series of what looks almost like, imagine a thick bramble forest made of twisted iron that surrounds the base of it about 5 feet high. There are small gaps where you guys can try and squeeze through for the more lithe folk. Grog, you're not quite sure how you're going to get over this without tearing bits of you apart. There's about a 10-foot gap between this strange metal bramble fence and the outside of this stronghold.
After I go through, stay here. I pop trinket out, and then I reach my through and say, "Get in."
Okay.
Grog, you get inside, you release him out the other side.
And put trinket back in.
All right.
Whoa,
well done.
that was easier than I thought.
At which point you now have Dodie on the other side just going...
You can put Dodie in there. I fought it while I was inside.
I don't think Dirty can go in there. It's only for living creatures. I can try.
You can try.
Tell Dirty to...
Get in, Dirty.
Tell Dirty to get in.
No effect.
Nothing.
Tell Dirty to get in, maybe.
Dodie, try your best to get in.
No, okay,
in the amulet.
no.
It's in the amulet. It's fine. I'll cast fly on Dodie.
Don't you think that's going to be noticeable?
How high up is it?
It's only 5 feet high.
Okay.
Wait, don't we have magic carpet or something?
Yeah, but we're trying to be stealthy.
Stealthy. With a
We could
robot.
just edge along the top of the iron, yeah?
Yeah, you guys have been good enough to keep far enough ahead that this wandering metallic automaton about 25 feet behind you hasn't drawn any strange attention yet.
This happens.
Are there like fissures, like steam vents?
No steam vents, what you can see. It's just this tangled mass of thick metal cables, maybe about a foot thick, that have just spikes jutting out of them. It's climbable, but there may be some damage taken in the process.
He said take the easiest way in.
He said that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well then, Dodie, go straight through.
Oh, shit.
Dodie then reaches out.
Wait.
And it takes a few moments, but Dodie begins to actually force the brambles apart. You can see bits of the metal kind of kink and bits of the spikes jutting through and breaking parts of the armor from the opposite side, kind of piercing it. Does manage to pull enough of an opening where Dodie squeezes through and get to the side. However, Dodie does suffer 12 points of piercing damage in the process. But emerges.
Okay.
You're so badass, Dodie. Good job.
Perhaps we should bend them back.
Yeah, how noticeable is the bent bars?
Oh, it's pretty noticeable. It's about that big around.
Dodie, can Dodie put it back?
Is it Dodie shaped?
I'll do it.
Yeah,
All right.
go Grog.
Go
Grog.
I'll just
Roll strength check.
Big money, no wins.
1.
Come on, it's gonna be good.
15.
15.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not great.
No, but it takes you a little bit of time, and you manage to squeeze it
Plus you've
together.
got the gauntlets on, which
Yeah.
are good for structures,
You
right?
do take 3 points of piercing damage. That's essentially why he's able to do it on a roll 15, is because of his siege ability. But you do manage to squeeze it back together and close the hole.
Nice.
Magic carpentry.
Now, Vasai, you see, is now up on the side of the wall, and this structure, this stronghold, has nearly no openings on any other side. However, there is a small sliver of an opening. It's almost like an exhaust on a higher end there, and Vasai is currently perched up onto it. And,
How high?
About 7 feet up.
That?
And how wide is this door?
It's about 1.5 feet high and about 2.5, 3 feet wide.
Great.
We want to get into this place, right?
Yeah.
Well then, let's have a door. And I will pull a door out of my robe of useful items and put it on the side of the wall.
Oh no, we're dead.
Do what? You do what?
The door
He pulls a patch out off of his robe and tears it off and slams it against the stone. And as it does, you watch as what was once solid black metal, a tiny seam of orange appears in a large rectangular pattern. And then Just opens ever so slightly on a hinge that wasn't there before.
After you.
Well, that's my kind of ridiculous.
He's not the hero we wanted, but he's the hero we needed.
This door costs a lot of money. Just so you know.
Wow. Good to know.
As you guys peer inside, ever so carefully, do you guys want to
Very carefully. I'll just peek.
make a
in.
perception check?
Okay.
Do we still have Pass Without a Trace on?
Yeah.
Yeah, she still has.
Yeah. Want me to?
Oh, no, I don't see shit.
No, it is very dark inside. There's a faint bit of, almost like candlelight out of view. You can see there's just a shifting glow internally that seems to have the life of a small flame.
I'm going to gently push my sister to the side and try the same.
All right. Make a perception check.
Yeah. Ooh. 24.
Okay. As you glance inside, you can see there's a series of chains dangling from the ceiling, carrying hooks on them. A number of these hooks seem to have a dried, reddish, caked blood-like material, and some of them have bits of flesh still stripped and kind of dangling from them. There are 2 tables in this chamber, each table seemingly containing some sort of a humanoid body that is placed on it and strapped down. One appears to be in 2 pieces. There is a torso and there are legs, and the centerpiece that once held the parts together is nowhere near in sight. Too shadowed to make any details from this angle as you've just peered past the door, but there does not appear to be any other moving or living creature in the chamber.
So none of those forms are moving, breathing, anything, as far as I can tell.
As far as you can tell.
Yeah.
You take a moment longer and you see the one on the far table is breathing.
All right. We have some deadish things in here, kind of moving.
Dangerous things, or?
It looks like it. I'd like to go in and get a closer look. Is everybody cool with that?
Yes.
Go for it.
All right, roll a stealth check.
Yeah. That's fine. That's 40 with the pass without a trace.
Okay. As you slowly slip into the chamber, closing the door ever so slightly to make just the faintest kind of the creaking of metal on metal, you slip into the chamber and you can see there's shelves with various torture instruments just strewn across it. It looks like a terrible nightmare version of Percy's work chamber back in Greystone Keep.
Percy the early years.
Yeah. There are 2 doors in the room, one on kind of a north side and one on an eastern side. And the body that's on one table you can see appears to be human, older male. There are signs of some sort of physical scarring in the body, whether it be necromantic or corruption-based, and has been long dead. Like there is just a general sound, a very strong smell of decay. The other table, you do see the slight moving chest of a living dwarf, actually, a female dwarf that appears to be passed out unconscious and has suffered quite a bit of torturous wounds. You can see hundreds of small scratches and jagged dagger wounds in the side of the shoulders and arms, the face, and is currently strapped down to the table.
I'm going to use divine sense in this room. Am I within 50 or 60 feet of that dwarf?
You are, yes.
Yeah, divine sense.
Divine sense to sense.
Presence of strong evil registers on my senses.
Within 60 feet of you.
Yeah.
All right. Nothing coming from that dwarf, but there are a number of other sources throughout the fortress.
And in the room?
There is not in the room, but within 60 feet of you, you get a view of the chamber to the north of you and the chamber to the east of you. The eastern chamber, nothing. The chamber to the north of you, just beyond that door, there is a signature.
Okay. And the dwarf appears alive?
Yes.
Yeah.
You didn't gain its power. Wait, no, it's the wrong game.
There's a body, there's a woman, a dwarf in the room ahead of us.
Is she dangerous?
I mean, hard to say. I don't think so, but I
Does
don't
she
know.
look familiar?
Why don't we go in and look?
Jesus.
Can we go in? That's what I'm finding to find
questions.
out. Can we go in the fucking room
please,
yet?
quietly.
You guys all quietly make your way into the chamber.
So quietly.
I'm gonna inch ahead of everybody up to the door.
Does she look like she regrets her decisions in life?
Does she look like she belongs
Does she
here?
have any
Is she
unfortunate
naked?
tattoos?
She's not naked. She's wearing basic cloth clothing, but a lot of it has been torn and soaked deep crimson with blood. A lot of it appears to be torn from like stress and tension. There are claw marks from all over this chamber, from various demonic entities that have torn through here, but the table she's on as well.
I go join my brother next.
I think this is a brilliant
I mean,
opportunity.
she's not melted like the poor shits we've seen all over this city.
The body suddenly stirs in the table.
This is...
Hello?
Wait.
No.
Shh. Are you awake?
Noelle, if you want to step on in.
Yeah.
What?
Oh no, really?
Oh shit!
It just took like 10 minutes. 10 minutes to find her.
Come on in.
Before we do this, can we have like a 10-minute discussion about whether or not to...
Sit there this whole damn time.
Oh no, like you guys were shopping. I get it.
Oh,
You know, or something. I understand.
Already sad.
I was just some light torture.
Oh shit! Like, what if she wouldn't have been tortured if we got here earlier?
Guys, by the way, for any future guests who want to come on the show, we don't normally treat our guests this way.
There's actually 3 more guests still waiting in line.
They've been here for weeks.
Yeah, the queue is
We
fucked.
had to fight for food. No. It was horrible.
So as you hear a noise, and as you come to in the darkened room with just the faint glow of the candelabra in the corner, you kind of glance over, Dart, and you see a series of shapes filtering in from a door that you haven't noticed before in the chamber, and begin whispering to each other, and they're looking over towards you occasionally.
I'm going to...
One of them suddenly goes, hello, and the rest go, shh.
You alive?
Hello.
I just sigh heavily and then I go, who the fuck are you?
I'm going to gingerly go over and very quietly say, we are a remarkable opportunity if you're willing to be quiet and maybe have a little faith in the truth in this very dark place.
Okay.
She's bleeding from her eyes.
As you get a close look at her too, you see she has darker kind of auburn red hair with a shock of white gray in it, kind of shaved in the sides, one gnarled ear that has been just chewed and torn, and a series of scratch scars across the front of her face.
I will grab a healing draft and offer it.
I can cast Cure Wounds on her.
Let's not fight. Just heal her.
I just want to know if it's safe to heal her. How did you get here?
That's a pretty long story.
We've
It
got
wasn't.
nothing but time.
Is it
Could I-
safe
could
to
you-
release you?
Yes. Can I get off this table, please? Or what are we
Sure.
doing?
Is she lashed to it?
She is manacled to it. Both ankles and wrists are manacled to
I
this.
cast
Are the
Cure Wounds on
manacles
her.
trapped or at all? I'm gonna
Make
check
an
the traps.
investigation check.
Let's make a deal.
Really high.
We let you go. You don't let anyone know we're here, and you don't try to kill us.
Okay.
Can I insight check her?
Yeah.
33 on the trap check.
Oh, I got that's the worst insight ever into her.
I'll do it with you.
10.
12.
She seems really honest.
What'd you get?
10.
She's hard to read. She seems brusque and honestly chained to a table and probably
Blood
tortured.
doesn't help.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
I'll cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level.
Nothing you can do is as powerful as what I was about to give her.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But
Oh,
it's
well,
too
then
late.
never mind.
It's too late. You cast Cure Wounds. Go ahead and roll for it.
Fine. I'm trying to be nice.
I know.
You can do more
Trying to be
Over newbie.
As
Trying to save
you
your
hear
damn
Tyrion say
spells.
that as soon as you finish casting the spell into the dwarf woman.
Terry, would you like to have a go at it?
We'll see how well.
18 plus.
Okay.
The most condescending I think I've ever
18.
experienced.
Do I add anything?
You had your
my spellcasting.
wisdom modifier.
Nice.
18 plus 3. 21 whole points.
So, once you're kind of groggy, the sudden flash of divine energy and the healing power that sifts through your body, it brings a moment of respite and calmness to you, and you feel a lot better than you did a few moments ago.
Cool.
What the?
Can I get off this table
Yeah,
now?
Vax, can you help me pick these locks?
So, what'd you roll, Vax?
Oh, 31 or 3.
Yeah, the manacles are not trapped. They are.
All right. All right, yeah, we'll get you off. Give us a second. My
I'll
sister
work
and I.
on the legs if you work on the hands.
All right, so go ahead. Both you guys roll. Pick locks.
Which is what?
30.
30. All right, so it's dex bonus plus proficiency bonus.
Oh, awesome.
What's your name?
What?
What's your name?
What are we whispering?
There's bad guys everywhere. We're in hell.
Oh, right.
24.
Okay, so yeah, guys, take a quick moment and very deftly and very quietly, the twins in unison release the manacles, and you instinctively sit up and kind of rub your wrists.
Wow, have you guys been rehearsing that? That was impressive. Good job,
Quiet
twins.
little fist
Whoa,
bump.
there's 2 of them.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Hi.
I know, they look, it's confusing sometimes. What's your name?
What's your name?
I'm Tova.
Tova.
Who the fuck are you?
Tova.
That's
Why are you
your,
in here?
Yeah.
Well, this
Well,
is
we're
Freddy.
tourists.
That's your back.
We're Vox Machina.
Wade and Wode,
Yeah, it's
and
not.
that's
It's
Greg.
too much info. It's not. No.
Tova?
You can call us
Vox Machina.
Vox Machina.
Let's put it this way. We're sneaking into this unholy compound in this basically a city of hell to do something inappropriate. We find you tied to a table. We figure that maybe you're in the mood to
Help us?
Did you
few
see
people out.
season 2 of Prison Break?
No one saw
Because
that.
that's what we're doing.
Yeah, we're here to solve a problem, and
I
we
As did we.
Are we killing something?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Can I come?
Yes.
put you.
Where's your shit?
Yeah, Tova, did you have a weapon when you were brought in here?
Did. It was really cool too. Can we go find it?
Yeah, what'd you have?
Ow. I shouldn't have moved that fast. Hang on. Yeah, I have really cool a maul.
Really?
It's really cool. It's here somewhere.
Just somewhere.
I don't know where.
Should we look around the room
How
for the
healed am I?
mole?
Am I? healed?
With that, you're back to full.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because you've been resting for a while and kind of recovering from the wounds of the last.
So there's no one else
torture
in here,
session.
right? Is it still dark?
It is. The chamber has like low flickering light from 2 different candelabras, both one near you guys in the corner and one near the center doorways over here.
Oh, we have a
I
map.
got the flame tongue dagger out. Is her shit? Is your shit on the walls around here? Do you see it in here?
Yeah, I light up my hands.
You guys do a quick pass. You look around, and there are some chests and around here, and as you carefully kind of go, there's some they're left open, and you do not see any of your equipment within them.
Do you see anything
Is
cool
there anything
though?
I can use?
I mean, you see like there are a number of torture implements. You see there are
Can I have one?
yeah, which of the things that look most useful to you, there's a giant iron fork.
Like her.
There are chain hooks.
Pike would be
Weapons? We have
so
lots of
happy
weapons.
right
I know.
now. She loves torture devices.
I'll get that big old fork.
All right, so you grab it. It's like a 2-pronged, long,
Only
thick
2?
metal fork.
Okay.
Not to like slow your roll or nothing, but I have a great sword if you want one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, that sounds better.
Okay.
I'll put the fork back.
Are you sure you can handle a great sword? It's like big league.
I'm very strong. You don't.
All right.
Probably bigger than I am.
It is,
Like 3 times your size.
but as a dwarf, you're stocky and strong, and with your background as well.
Hell yeah,
Not an issue.
little.
Tova, that sword makes you look so tall.
Thank you.
What the fuck happened to your face? Shit.
Oh, this was pre-existing actually.
Ooh.
Faces tend to
Unfortunate home chemistry set accident.
Also faces
oh,
Are you
we
an
know something about
alchemist?
that.
It wasn't my chemistry set.
Oh.
At this point, you hear a sound and a door beginning to open on the north end of the wall.
Shit, hide
I fall flat on the floor.
under the table.
I got still as a statue.
I dropped
All of you make stealth checks. Tyrion and Grog with disadvantage.
There's bodies everywhere, man.
Yeah, still have passed out a trace.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
That was
19 for me.
a 19 and a 20. A natural 19 and a natural 20.
Wait, am I?
With disadvantage, you get a 19?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Because we have passed
Oh, plus
without
10,
a
yeah,
trace.
yeah.
So 21, 31.
Am I joining in here, or can I just get back on the table?
You can get back on the table if you want.
Because I failed that, so I get back on the table.
All right, but you do it noisily.
I flop down
All right.
heavily on the table.
So the door opens, and as it does,
Oh god.
a
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
It's a map.
a creature comes through, similar to Ibkesh, another humanoid. This one a little thicker, burlier, with kind of a medium gray hair that is kind of tangled mass into dreads right past the shoulders. Big leathery red wings, red skin, horns at the front, and has a big sword. It kind of is pulling out of a sheath in the side of it as it comes in, looking around the room, which it immediately kind of steps into the chamber as you guys all hide off to the side. Shit! And is going to turn around and go running in the opposite
No, I shoot
direction.
an arrow in the back of his neck.
Okay, so this is going to be a surprise, not a surprise round. It knows you guys are there, but this is going to be a roll for initiative. Everyone, roll some initiative.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. That's bad. That's a natural 1.
Oh,
Man, I was so excited, and then it went away so quickly.
Alrighty. So, top of the round, we have 25 to 20. Anybody?
28.
20. Jesus Christ. Okay. 25 to 20. Anybody? Good?
Yeah, you roll +6. Oh, cool. Oh, that's good. 21.
Oh, 21. Nice. Alrighty. 20 to 15?
18.
18. All right.
16.
16. 15 to 10?
14.
Grog.
I think.
10 to 5? 5 to 1?
4.
Oh.
3.
Oh,
kids.
It's the one-hand
Alrighty.
initiative.
Percival, you're up first. You see this devilish humanoid beginning to pivot and turn.
Can you point to me on
You are
the
right there.
map?
Don't. Go
I'm. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple things.
Okay.
Blow the cover for
Blow the cover for it. Well,
Just
yeah, exactly.
light this candle.
Don't use a gun.
I'm going to take my movement to run around him and shut the door.
Okay.
Using my boots, because my boots are already active.
Right. The doorway is about the size of him, so
it's too big.
It takes up the entire doorway essentially, and it's just pivoting after it notices you guys. So you're gonna have to make a tumble check to try and make it past him.
Oh well. Okay, hold on then.
Acrobatics roll, but yeah.
You know what? I'll do the acrobatics roll to try and shut the door, so to try and.
Do it.
Okay, so you're trying to basically, as he goes to spin around, you dash forward and roll into a tumble to try and pop up on the other side. So go ahead and roll acrobatics check.
That'll do. 22.
22.
Will it do?
Natural 20 on his end.
Oh!
So as you tumble, you're not even noticing, the world spins as you go into a roll, and suddenly there's just a flash of white, and there's just a foot, a massive boot in your face as the individual slams a kick into your head to stop you from tumbling forward, and you stop in place. So you're currently prone on the ground, but you still have your action if you want to.
I'm going to take 3 slashes at him with my sword.
Go for it. You are prone. You have disadvantage on your attack rolls.
Disadvantage on the attack rolls?
Yes.
But I'm prone. Okay, so attack number 1. That don't matter. 28.
That hits.
Just do attack number 2. That's 15.
15 misses.
Come on, come on.
And 24.
That hits. Go
So
and roll
2
damage
hits
twice.
with what's these?
And Tova, you're up next, so be ready.
2 hits, so that's a
Is it the quiet gun?
I'm using a sword, not a gun, so that's.
Oh, right.
That's 18 points of damage.
Already.
18 points of damage, and let's just burn a little bit of electricity too, just to hurt him as well.
Oh,
so, sorry.
18 from both strikes.
That's everything combined.
Yeah.
And then let's do a. Here we are. Let's do. Where is the damage? 1d6 lightning. So let's just burn 2 charges of that as well.
Alrighty.
I'm out of d6s for some reason that I cannot comprehend.
Here.
Thank you. And let's add 5 points of lightning damage to that as well.
Alrighty. So as you land on the ground, you pull your sword out and just swipe 3 times in the air, 2 of them striking across its thigh and the kneecap. It still stands, but you see it took a nice sizable chunk out of it. That ends your turn, Percival?
Mm-hmm.
Tova, what are you doing? You're currently still up on the table, sitting up. You have the greatsword at your side, and you watch as one of the new people, stumbles into the ground and then slashes at this creature a couple times, and it's right there, kind of still trying to find its way out. What are you doing?
I'm gonna grab this cool new greatsword that I have, stand up on the table and just jump at this guy's head and swing at it with my cool new greatsword.
Yeah. All right. So as you leap in the air, bringing it down, go ahead and make both attacks. First one. This would be a plus 10 because it's not magical, I believe, right?
Okay.
It's just a plus 1 to your damage.
That's a 13 and a 17. That's a 13 and a 17 to hit? Yeah.
Unfortunately, neither hit. Oh, the one
tied to a table for a while.
the first one, it hits the front of its armor and just scrapes off the side. The other one, you swing back and it slams into the stonework and it just ducks underneath. In bonus action, anything you want to do?
Yes.
Before it tries to run away?
I'm gonna turn into a bear.
Okay.
What?
Oh my god!
Action.
Are you a druid my favorite
You watch, not just you watch now that you see the clothing that was on her before wasn't torn from torture, but her form rages into this bipedal humanoid bear with rippling muscles. It's the same scars across the face, and begins to just growl as the greatsword now looks almost small in comparison in this mighty kind of humanoid bear's grasp.
Oh, Bjorned it.
That's the end of your turn.
I'm just wearing sexy bear clothes now.
Oh my, it's like a bra, like a little bikini.
Awesome.
All right, the devil creature is going to go ahead and turn around.
Teach me.
Fantasy novel cover.
And attempt to move this way to the door. Both of you guys get an attack of opportunity as it rushes away.
Oh no, it's getting away!
No!
We've got to stop it. We've got to stop it.
Disadvantage or no?
Yes, because you're still prone.
Come on, Percy. Oh, son of a bitch!
24.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage. There's 2d6 for the damage on the greatsword.
Plus 1.
Okay, 2D. Oh, sorry.
Plus.
Rusty at this.
Be plus 6 because your strength is 5 and plus 1 for the weapon.
That is 2d6 plus 1?
Plus 6 total.
Okay, so that is 13.
Okay, and if you ever roll a 1 on the dice or a 1 or 2, you can re-roll it once.
Point of random order before you
I
run.
can roll it twice?
We can roll each one once, like if it gets under that. That's part of your Great Weapon Master.
Right.
Random point of order. Isn't this a surprise round?
No.
No.
Damn it.
They noticed us.
He noticed us. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Well, I rolled another one, so it's the same. It's 13.
So 13 points of damage. Alrighty.
Dice are awesome.
Yes, I just say.
So you hack at it as it's running away, but it still manages to get over the side. It goes to the next door and throws it open.
No!
Okay, you guys still can't quite see what's in that chamber beyond from your perspective, and is going to move in. It just gets about that far into the chamber. All right, that gets us to Vax's turn.
Shit, and he's out of sight now?
Yeah,
No,
he just moved. He's out of sight of you currently because you're over here.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't see him.
I'm gonna move. I can't really see from where I'm at, so I want to move more in line with the door and see if I can see him if I run over.
You can. If you run to where the doorway is open, you can see him as he's just disappearing into a darkened chamber beyond.
But go through it, because you're gonna.
Dagga.
Go for it.
Okay. First one is bowls is 17.
Misses.
Second one is a 29.
29 hits.
Yeah. Fuck a duck. That is 2 plus. That is just 2, but it's the poison dagger, so I'm going to unload venom in him.
Okay.
DC 15.
That is a 12. No.
Okay. So he takes. That's the wrong die. It's going as far as it possibly can. That is 19.
Okay, 19.
Yeah, 10 and a 9.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. All right, so the dagger, and you see him stumble for a moment as his wings kind of instinctually curl up from the sudden burst of poison in his system. So.
That's it. I'm out. I'm done.
You still have some more movement if you wanted to.
No,
Yeah,
I
back
don't.
out of the way
I
of the
want to
door.
stay where I am.
Okay, so you're gonna stay in the doorway?
Well, you can move out of the way of the doorway so that other people can shoot at him that are maybe in line of sight. Just move out of the doorway.
Nope. Okay. That brings us to Vex's turn. Vex, your turn.
What the fuck? Thanks for blocking my fucking shot.
I can't really see.
It's all good. I mean, he's staying low, and your brother knows not to block the whole path. So.
All
I'm
right.
always doing squats, man.
Well then, I'm gonna shoot him.
Go for it.
Your brother?
No, I'm gonna shoot the
probably further into the
dude, the
chamber,
red guy. I'm gonna
actually.
shoot him. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him.
Go for it.
Okay, the first one is a 20.
20 hits.
Okay. Oh, balls. Fucking shit. 11 plus 4 lightning damage, and then, I'm gonna fucking hunter's mark him, motherfucker, because I forgot to do it.
Alrighty.
Because I'm a fucking asshole.
Wow, that's like 6. That's one.
And then the second one definitely hits him too.
The cubic out.
So,
You got to love yourself.
so then I am going to. Where's my damn 8th? Okay, here there. God damn it! 9, 10, 11. 11. 11 plus 1 lightning damage because I suck.
Okay.
And then 4 for hunter's mark.
Alrighty.
You're an amazing
So both arrows, he stumbles forward, kind of like falls to one knee for a second, and is still picking up and running.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So that finishes your turn.
That was 9 swears in one turn.
Was it? Sorry.
That brings us to Grog.
I do a burpee off the floor.
Easy enough for you.
And I take her running through the doorway.
30, 35, 40, 45, 50. You can just get within melee range because crazy barbarian speed. You also reveal the rest of the chamber.
Please don't be any more people in there.
There's other people in there. You see two of the. This chamber contains a bunch of.
Oh God.
A bunch of looks like cells of some kind that are locked off with doors, and two of the limerés, the weird fleshy, tortured spirit things, kind of lie in the corner that all of a sudden see you as you charge in, and just pay attention to your appearance. So, what are you gonna do?
I see him and I say, "Hi," and I rage.
Okay, so that's your bonus action.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hit him twice.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Oh, reckless, please.
Yes.
That is
That is death.
24.
That hits.
Nice. 9. Wait, there it is. 21.
21 points of damage?
Yes.
Alrighty.
The second one. Reckless. Thank God, because that was a 1. 31.
That hits. Go to roll damage.
Jesus. 11. 23 points of damage.
Okay. As you rush forward, slam once into the back of his shoulder, he kind of falls to his knee again, still wounded from the slashing to his thighs and the arrows out of his back. The wings kind of unfurl a bit. He turns around, looking like he's about to point his finger towards you. Nope. There's like a flash in the eye, like it's attempting to have some sort of effect. Before it does, you bring the hammer down onto his face. Whack! And as it does, he just caves inward and falls to the ground, unmoving.
That was hot.
drag him back in here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're going to time to the table.
At this shit.
Oh, I don't have anything else to do. That was
All right,
my
that ends
bonus
Grog's
action
turn.
already.
That may be the end of the.
That brings us to Tyrion's turn.
Oh no.
I will cast haste on myself.
Okay.
And I will then start moving. Where am I?
You're right here.
I'm gonna go, I guess, the direction Grog went.
All right, so it's 5, 10,
Following your partner.
30, 35, 40. You get all the way into this room. You still have 20 feet of movement left as you enter next to Grog and see two of the fleshy masses of tortured souls kind of starting to make their way in the direction of you and Grog.
What do I have left?
You have your bonus action, that's it. Because you cast haste and then did your movement.
Sure. I will. Shit. Bonus action. Okay, I'll just pull out my rod.
Every time.
Grip it hard.
Right.
Choke down on it.
Choke down on it.
Shaking it.
Maybe grip it with my left hand so it feels different.
Very well.
I'll say Lance. And I'll just use the rest of my movement to just charge at somebody.
Okay. You run up, running towards one of these creatures, and as you get closer and you see it kind of becomes more and more apparent in your vision, the more horrifying it gets as you get closer. Like, what's Doty gonna do?
So many things.
As I took off, I just said, Doty, on me! So he's coming.
All right, Doty's movement is
40.
I like on me better than roll out.
Doty has to spend half
Really?
difficult to get through the doorway and gets about that far. So Doty actually pushes Vax out of the way and has to bend down and get into the central chamber. Doty can use the rest of the movement to get into the room with you.
Me.
3, 4, 5, 6. Doty can get right there. But that's all Doty can do this turn. Alrighty. That brings us to Keyleth's turn.
That's what cool people say. My turn. Guy's dead, right? That Grog was after.
Yes.
Okay.
It is hell.
It is hell.
Can Grog not see the to the right of him yet?
Grog can see both of these things here. I mean, Tyrion, see this way, you mean?
Yeah.
Tyrion can just barely begin to see a hallway that goes further that way.
Okay.
Is that that's not a devil demony guy behind Grog?
Over here, you mean?
No.
Where?
That you almost touched it. Sorry.
You don't see anything in that. There's
That.
nothing in your room right now.
What's that?
What's this here?
That.
That's Doty.
That.
That is Grog.
Okay. Okay.
It's
That's
yeah.
what I
The
needed to
top
know.
down's a little tricky.
Yeah. Sorry.
And I don't see anything.
You don't see anything in the chamber. Everyone just kind of your new friend turned into a bear, and everyone ran through a door.
This is you. This is you. Tova. So cute.
Tova! Tova! You're really awesome! Are you also a druid?
But you can still speak in your
I actually
form.
can talk, I just don't feel like it. It's been a long day.
That's even better. All right.
I move and I peek my head through the door. 1, 2, 3,
20,
4.
5, 30. You can just get into this chamber with your movement.
Grog! What's going on?
You know we have.
You okay? All right.
You know we have earpieces. We can just talk to each other. You want to win?
Grog, I don't know what to fucking do right
I
now.
squished his head.
Bring him back in.
Bring him back in. Okay. I can't move anymore though.
You can if you use your action, but that's all you'll be able to do this turn.
I'm screaming and running at one of them.
Yeah. Not very stealthily.
Fuck.
Element of surprise.
Not very stealthily or manly.
Okay. There's not a lot I can do right now. So I'm gonna say,
Grog! You got this shit! You got it!
and I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability. And I'm gonna give him enhanced strength.
What?
So any strength checks you make are with advantage.
And I think you get some. I think
But you
with
already have
strength
that
you
with
get something
raging.
else.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh wait, what?
When he rages, he gets advantage on a strength check.
Yeah, make him smarter.
Handsomer.
Can I make him smarter?
More stealthy.
You can give
More
him.
stealthy. I'm gonna give him enhanced dex.
Okay, Cat's Grace. So you have advantage on any
Cat's
stealth
Grace.
checks you make.
Cool.
Cool.
I have advantage on dexterity checks.
Alrighty. That ends skills turn back at the top of the round.
You already
Percival.
have advantage on that
I'm gonna
too.
get up.
He's got.
Alright, so you get up, attack your movement.
What's to my right?
To your right, there is a
Oh, no, jokers.
a hallway and then a doorway.
A hallway and a doorway?
Yeah, right there.
You know, I don't think I'm very useful for what they're doing right now, so I'm just going to do a little bit of a poke around over there to see what's happening and listen around. What am I going to do? Shoot a gun right now? Yeah.
I invoke the second pact.
Don't.
You can't do that. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
All right.
Alrighty.
So those cages are empty?
These cages are empty currently, yes.
And that chest is closed?
Which one? The
one in the keep moving to your that one.
This one is currently closed.
It's a coconut.
All right, I look around. I'm gonna run through into that smaller room then, just to on the other side and
that's as far as you can get about right.
Yeah,
there.
crawl up on the wall because I can.
Okay.
And watch in horror.
Alrighty, that ends your turn, Percival.
Yeah.
Tova.
So I have a question for you, real quick.
Yes.
I have the words reroll is plus 25 on weapon written on here under great weapon fighting. What does that mean?
Oh, that means if you want to an attack, you can take -5 to hit, to add 10 to damage.
Okay, cool.
It's a gamble. But if
no, that's Great Weapon Master.
Yeah.
And then you have Great Weapon Fighting, which is you can re-roll any 1s or 2s that you roll for damage.
Oh, yeah.
Once.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's what it says. It says reroll 1s and 2s, not
Yeah.
reroll is plus 25. That
Yeah.
is confusing
There you go.
handwriting for me.
No worries.
My bad.
You're not a writer of
I
any sort.
understand. No, I should never get paid for that, ever. All right, well, I'm just going to charge in as bear.
Alrighty.
And in the dark, I can go 10 more feet.
Yeah, because it's
So I
low
can
light.
go 45 feet. I assume they haven't gone that far.
This is 5,
Can I catch up with them?
15,
Farther and
25,
dark?
30,
What?
35, 40, 45.
You werewolf.
You rush in. The one that was that initially left is slaughtered on the ground, but as you rush past, stepping over its corpse, you see another fleshy mass of the lemures, the creatures that have been
Oh.
hauling you around since you got here.
That's the one I'm running at, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want to kill it.
Go for it. Roll for an attack.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
So that. And, wait, so I'm a bear now, so I get the transform
dice.
added to my weapon, yeah?
Correct. You do.
Okay. So that is
It's an additional +2.
third. Bad at math.
So plus 12.
Plus 14. That's 30. Yeah.
That hits. Go ahead and roll
All
damage.
right. And then wait.
I'm gonna re-roll that too.
Fuck you.
Oh yeah. Okay. So 2 6s.
Mean.
And that is plus 9. So that is 21.
20 points of damage. As you rush forward, you come down with a great sword and slice right through the center of this cluster of flesh. It just and kind of falls to the ground, slung in 2 pieces, quivering, and then disperses.
Do I have a bonus action?
Hmm?
Do I have a bonus action?
You do have a bonus action, yeah.
I just want to spit on it. Hate that guy.
Big old
It's my
thick,
least favorite one.
thick bear loogie onto the corpse as it slowly turns to like a liquid that steams as it falls into the cracks and crevices of the stone floor. All right.
Bye, motherfucker.
That's Tova's turn. You guys gone. This
Surprise,
Lemure, 15 feet movement. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It just another one kind of comes up behind you. But it can't quite. It has to use all of its action to get to you. These creatures are not very dangerous if you're far away. All right.
If you're far away.
So, as that shambles forward, another winged creature turns the corner, inspecting the sound. And as it turns the corner and sees You, Tyrion, shouting as you ram forward with the spear, and the creature right you're about to attack gets slashed in half in front of you, robbing you of your glory.
Yeah.
You turn the corner and see another winged humanoid, this one female, with a very, very intense scowl on its face. You can see the fanged teeth out of the mouth. She just and points towards you. I need you to go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Advantage, advantage.
With advantage.
18.
18, okay. You feel an influence begin to press into your brain, drawing you into a strange brain space, and you clench your eyes and force it out, your will strong enough to resist the effect.
Strange brain space.
The
Me on the weekend.
upon seeing this fail and your vision go clear, glances about and sees everyone else charging into the room, and then backs up again into the chamber this way.
Damn it.
Damn it. That far with the rest of their movement, and that's as far as they get.
I feel like we're alerting the whole goddamn house.
We gotta eventually get a candle on this.
All right.
A handle or a candle?
A handle and a candle.
All right.
That brings us to Vax.
All right, I can't see too well from here. So from where I am crouched in front of my sister, do I see the Lemure?
You do.
All right. And am I within 60 feet?
You are indeed.
All right, I'm going to chuck Whisper at it.
All right. I will say, if you don't move, Grog is blocking a large portion of the space. I'll give you disadvantage on the attack, even though the creatures are very easy to see.
I'm sharpshooter, so only full cover affects my attacks.
Fair enough. So go ahead and you're unaffected.
And I got a 22.
22 hits, go roll damage.
Okay, and I'm going to bamf there on this. And Grog is right up against it?
Yes, or Grog is not. Grog is about 10 feet away from it. But Tova is right next to it.
All right, so the sneak attack damage. So that is 4 plus 8 is 12 plus psychic damage is 19 plus the sneak attack damage is 22, 26, 27, 32, 37, 40, 44 total. God.
Okay. You eviscerate the Lemure. You watch as you just jam your dagger through it multiple times, and with each section you carve off of it, it kind of splits open, leaving these stringy tendrils of flesh and tendon behind as it kind of wails and shrieks to the ground, kind of slowly dissipating into a thick sludge.
And from my new vantage point, do I see the winged creature that you had referenced?
You make a perception check.
All right.
As you kind of glance around the room.
That is 24.
24, you unfortunately do not.
All right. I am going to use my bonus action to hide if I can. I should have full movement. Can I back into
You do, yes you
corner
can.
of the room?
Yeah, you can back into the back corner here, and go ahead and roll your stealth.
Sure. That's a 40.
Okay. Well, no, you don't get the plus 10.
Oh, 30.
Because you already used cast Hunter's Mark, which got rid of past that trait. So 30, but good to know.
30.
Vex, you're up.
All right, I come running forward, and as I'm running forward, I bamf Trinket out of the necklace.
Bamf.
So as far as you can get there, and then Trinket.
Dual bears.
Bear friend.
Emerges in the chamber next to Grog.
That's my bear friend.
Oh, the bears.
Goes over and is right next to the destroyed corpse of the devil humanoid earlier with his face smashed in. Just kind of
Eat it.
Can I say, are we in the clear? Is everyone safe?
Guys, you all hear Vex say that.
No, there's one running.
Oh, fuck. Trinket, go after it. Which way did it go?
Down the hallway to the right, left direction.
That was helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that was 2 out of 4 possible answers.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Trinket does manage to just catch up with it.
Oh shit, he's gonna try to attack it. Can he do that?
Yeah, you can.
All right, fuck. Fuck, he's gonna jump on it. Ugh.
Double bear action.
Bram, bram, bram. Oh, that's really good, Trinket.
Really don't Google that.
Yeah, what a good job.
Two bears wrestling with each other.
28.
Mess of
28 hits? Yeah, go roll damage.
Sweet.
Yeah, Google
That's a really good roll for
I
Trinket.
know.
Google that one.
So you're using your action to give him a double attack?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you're not actually attacking anything you
Yeah.
can't see. So go for it. So there's 2 attacks. So the first one's damage.
Okay, the first one's damage would be 14,
14. Alrighty.
and the second one is 26,
26 hits.
and that's whoa. 8 plus 9 is 15. No,
Baddest
17.
ass ranger there is.
17. There you go. So look at that. So Trinket rushes in with a double swipe. As soon as the creature kind of backs around the corner and it goes to turn, Trinket comes rushing around the corner and just tears into it with a claw and a bite into this this female devil, who gets pushed against the wall and just torn into the chest terribly. You guys just see and hear this from the distance. You don't actually watch the impact happen, but you hear the screaming and Trinket roaring as it strikes into it.
Shit, well, that's loud.
Hey, buddy, try to stay quiet.
You get the sense that it's going to be real hard to try to maintain a sense of stealth in this stronghold now.
Oh, fuck.
So that ends your turn. Grog, you're up.
Yeah. I'll run after.
Wait, I used my bonus action to hide as well.
Okay, go ahead and roll stealth check.
Oh, unless letting Trinket out of the necklace, does that count as my bonus action?
Actually, I would probably
Okay,
say bonus
yeah.
action, yeah. Grog.
I'll run after winged she-bitch.
Yeah, not an issue. You get up there right with Trinket, we'll say, for the purposes of this tiny alley that you're uncomfortably close due to your both massive size. You have to kind of like move to the side around Trinket and come down with the hammer if you want.
Yeah, 2, please.
Okay.
Reckless. Tw- 33.
That hits.
Okay. Oh, I re-rolled that because that's a 1. That's a 2. 18. 18 points.
18 points of damage, alrighty.
Reckless. 36.
That hits, go and roll damage.
23 points of damage.
Oof. Nasty. Alrighty. As you slam into multiple times with the hammer, kind of reaching around the side of Trinket, it's being pushed against the wall, and you can see she has like this giant slash mark on the chest and a big part of the neck that's been torn out, and you just start bludgeoning her in the side of the shoulder, and she's is really, really frustrating. However, all right. So that ends your turn, Grog. Taryn, you're up.
Oh, is that thing still alive that Grog is fighting?
It is.
Okay.
Your turn, buddy. Come on. Tell me what you got.
Keep it from getting away.
Yeah, I'm good at that. I will run around the corner.
Okay, and as soon as you run around the corner, you see just this mass of fur that is Trinket, this mass of muscle that is Grog, and this tiny little bit of the devilish head of this female.
Okay.
Just stick the stick.
As you're holding your
Poke it with the stick. Just poke it right there.
Do I have more movement? No, right?
You do have a little more movement, yeah.
All right, can I get up to poke it?
You can, because it is a reach weapon.
Little devil come
Because it is a reach weapon, you can over Trinket.
Ew.
It's the best. What are you talking about?
Ew.
I love it.
Gross.
Alrighty, so all right, so go ahead and roll an attack.
Would it take my bonus action to say fire and to light my weapon on fire?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay, I'm lighting my weapon on fire and poking it.
Okay, so the front of it bursts into flame, and you appear on the side. So go ahead and roll an attack.
Fire.
Yes, I know how to do this.
Yes, you do.
Attack +8, so that's 21.
21 hits.
Okay, so it's
roll damage.
1d12.
Come on, it's like frog gigging.
Ooh, 4 plus 2 magic, so that's 6. Plus 1d6 is 4. What did I just say?
10.
10.
10. All right. The fire is reduced by half.
Oh,
so it's 8.
8.
But 8 points of damage.
I'm hasted. I get another attack.
You do.
Poke again. Okay.
You be fucking girls.
18.
18. Unfortunately, does not hit.
I'm feeling lucky. Yeah, 24.
That
Ooh, 10. 10 plus 2, that's 12. Plus 6.
15 because fire half the fire damage. It's really jamming over, shrinking. Like, yeah! The second one gets in the throat. Holding us up.
Be dead. Be dead.
Shh, go to sleep.
That'll do it. Yes. And as the lance slinks into the side of her throat, which is the only thing you can really see at this point, over kind of grabs up and instinctually catches the lance as you're pushing it in, and you just kind of shove it in, going ah! It's like the slow Saving Private Ryan knife push. She's like, and then just falls limp on the edge of the lance as you crumples to the ground.
Oh, nice job.
Wow. Can we be quiet now?
You should open your eyes, though.
Dodie, take this down.
Where's
I am the
Dodie?
vanquisher of souls.
Oh, let's.
Dodie immediately pulls like the small chamber in the side of the torso that holds the book and
then I throw up.
all right, that ends Tyrion's turn. Keyleth.
Okay. I am going to kind of back myself up in this corner that I'm in, and I'm going to cast Locate Creature.
Okay.
And as I cast that,
What's the casting time on Locate Creature?
That's a.
Who has got the book? The book.
Locate Creature. Okay, it's one action. You can do it. Yeah.
One action.
Yep.
It's one action because I knew that, and I'm going to cast, and I'm going to say, Utugash.
Okay. You immediately sense a very large, heavy source of energy right in the center of this chamber here.
He's in the next room. He's in the next room. Be quiet. Jesus, be quiet.
Who is?
Utugash.
Who else? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, okay.
Who knows that we're here? And I look at Krog. I go, Krog.
Running like a bull and fought on the wind. Cut the throat. Bull. Flapping wings.
Is your movement and bonus?
Are
Earache.
you even seeing Krog at this point? Krog. Behind that wall.
Pokey poke.
Why don't you just use your fucking earring? I'm trying. He still doesn't understand words.
I can hear you whispering. I don't know why.
He's on the other side of the wall.
Oh, he's on the other side of the wall.
Yeah, Utugash. He's in the next fucking room. Yeah.
Oh, why didn't you just say that?
Because I was trying to
What's this Tatanka thing you're doing? I don't understand.
I was trying to be stealthy.
Oh, Tatanka. I know Tatanka.
You hear a very, very faint sound of shifting stone. It's very faint. It goes. That's it.
Wait, shift of stones?
Yeah.
What?
We should go in the room. We should get in
Get-
now before
yeah.
he gets away.
We need to go in that room?
Do you guys want that's where he's at.
Do you guys want to flank? I think we can flank. Looks
Just
like there's an
fucking get in there.
entrance on either side.
Are we still in combat mode right now?
Currently, there is no immediate threat, so you guys can take a moment if you feel like you
No,
need
let's
to.
run up and get in that fucking room.
Is there anything anyone wants to do before we go in? Last second, really quick.
I want to. Still covered by dark, very gently.
Which one?
The corner.
Closest to the camera.
Farthest
Covered
from
by
you.
the diagonal piece
Over here?
of paper.
No.
Diagonal piece of paper.
Away from you. Like closest
Upper
to the
corner.
cameras.
Closest to me.
Diagonal paper.
Oh, over there?
Yeah.
Would I know anything
Okay.
about the layout of these rooms or just my room?
Just your room. That's all you're really aware of at this time. All right. So as you look over in that corner, you can see it's a series of 5 locked cell doors. Like cell. Some of them have like small bars in the window. Some are just solid doors, but they're all slammed and locked.
And meantime, our friend is sealed off behind a closed door.
Yeah, we heard some stone moving, so I think he's trying to get away.
He's in.
But I mean,
He's
there's a
in
shut
this
door between
room.
us and this guy.
You don't know.
All right.
I'm going to creep along towards our friend then.
Okay, so you move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
What's hidden?
All right, so this is...
I come in too.
All right, Keyleth, are you doing anything else?
Can I take this opportunity to do a quick inspiring leader speech?
It takes 10 minutes to do that.
No, then no. I'm not going to do that.
Sorry.
I'm gonna flank around this side a bit.
I'm gonna.
No, other
This side?
Other side. Yep.
Fourscore and
Okay.
never mind.
There might be a door over there,
There's
right?
a door.
2 doors? Is there a door?
Are
on
we
that
trying to
side?
get into
There's
this
a door
room?
that goes this way.
Why don't I just make a way in?
Oh.
I think there's a door right in front of us,
Can
but
you
yeah,
do
we can
that?
come in the side.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
let's
but
go in.
if we can flank him, that'd be great.
I'm gonna follow Tyrion.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
keep
followed.
walking down the hall where we just were,
I follow Terry as well.
Is Terry leading the charge here?
as always.
Well, I feel like we're splitting. Are we splitting up?
No,
One
I'm
going
just
through the
following
door.
fucking Terry.
All right, so you're following Terry. Everyone's moving over to the hallway here then.
Because this is smart.
Dodie is pushing forward this way. Toby, you following?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Because
I'm staying
there's.
at the back.
Sam, I have no
Staying
sense
back?
of where I am because of New Jersey. Where
Yeah.
am I on that map?
You're in the back of the pack.
You're kind of in the back of the pack, or middle of the pack right now.
Hang on.
Oh, I
can,
meant to
can
sneak ahead.
Maybe
Alright.
Terry gives us one entrance, and then we use the actual entrance as well,
Can
so
I
we're
keep
all
going
not going into
down
one
the
entrance.
hallway?
Yeah.
You can do that. Well,
Flank a
first and
motherfucker?
foremost,
I didn't have a chance to peek inside any of those doors, did I? Peeking through the window of any of those doors, did I?
not before everyone started moving forward.
right.
You can if you want to, but you'll stay behind everyone for a little bit.
Over the earring, if he knows we're here, then all bets are off. But if he doesn't know we're here, I'm going to be able to lay a massive amount of hurt on him
I
at the
think he
get-go.
knows we're here.
Terry
Bro.
was screaming like a woman.
There's nothing wrong with
What
that.
if?
Number one,
Women
there
are
isn't.
powerful and amazing.
That's right.
Yeah, it was just very high pitched, is what I meant.
Right. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Except it gives away our position in this endeavor.
But did you see? I slew that. Slayed? Is
Do I
slew a past tense of slay?
Slew.
Do I have any way of
I
knowing
slew that
if
beast.
this is Udagash in the next room? Can I do like a wisdom check with my bear smell?
Yeah, make perception check. With advantage because you're keen senses.
Bear smell.
That first one. Okay, and
As Tova does this, I
20.
turn to her and I say, "You won't pee on me, will you? I've already been marked."
Peed on before.
why would you ask that? What kind of stuff do you guys do?
I ask that of
Who are
everyone.
you people?
So what'd you roll for your check?
20.
20. You are familiar with the smell, Urugash. It is a combined smell of sulfur, dry earth, and grotesque decomposition. And the smell is very strong, and you can already kind of follow the scent. It does lead into this next chamber, which is just an open wall. It isn't a door that's closed.
There's no door.
There's no door. It's just an open wall that leads into a chamber.
I want to kill that guy so bad.
Terry, you're leading the charge, you said?
I feel like, Terry, you should make a door on the other side and then we go in
The
the
other side, where we are.
Also continues
We are there
into the
already.
White House.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but like where Dodie is standing right now, if you made a door right there.
Why would that give us any advantage? I'm making a door 5 feet away from the other door.
No, the door's around where Dodie is standing is around the corner.
Since I'm the closest,
This
can I
is-
step up into the doorway and
This
see what I
is
see?
door-
Yeah. So you step up, move.
This is door number
As you do,
one.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
This could be door number 2 over here.
I see.
Yeah.
That way
Well,
we're all
Grog's-
not crowding through one door.
Grog's going in the room.
19.
19.
Well,
As you step forward, something beneath your foot kind of,
Oh, he didn't.
and you
check
look
the
up just
fucking
as
trap.
a piece of like a circular stone opening that previously didn't see before, suddenly pours a heavy amount of extremely hot boiling oil down above you, and you step back just out of the way as it splatters across the ground,
Oh my god.
sizzling there.
Dexterity.
Do you have an advantage on that? Just because it's
Yeah.
my thing? Yeah.
I had advantage already, but that's cool.
Yeah, he doesn't get saving throws. He gets skills from you, but he has advantage saving throws from traps.
Still cool.
Yeah.
Do I see anything through the doorway from
As
where
you
I'm standing?
okay, you step forward, make a perception check.
Yeah, this will be good. Oh! Hey! 18!
All right. As you turn around the corner and look in, the interior is very low lit.
dark vision.
What little bit of I know you have dark vision, but there is what little bit of light you see is two sources of very, very low, deep red light. These two giant pools of some thick red liquid that are just emanating this very, very faint glow. Inside, you see there is a giant chair that is affixed to the center of the chamber, as well as an altar in the center. Upon this chair, you see, similar to what you battled in the City of Brass, you see a massive pit fiend, the wings kind of lazily uncurled to each side. The corpulent mass of it is just this giant belly that hangs almost over the front of its knees. It clutches to its side, and it's using currently to keep one of its arms propped up as a large axe. And the other hand is just resting on the side of the throne. And you see it just sitting there, like tapping its fingers, looking straight at you as you step into the hallway.
Ooh, it's like an invitation.
There are a series of clusters of bones throughout the entire room.
Oh my lord!
It looks like a happy little robot from up
Now that I see him, can I look to my left down the rest of the hallway?
You can. And it leads to what looks to be like a portless gate, an iron gate of crossbars that is closed currently, yeah.
Cool.
Fucking Jenga. And I will scoot to my left inside the doorway, but still staying covered behind the wall.
Okay.
No, to the left of the doorway.
I will say it's 10:45. Do you want to pick up at this battle moment?
I think
so.
so.
Next
Alright, when we come back.
Noelle is available.
Are you here? Can you be here next week?
I don't know. Are you gonna leave me tied to a table?
No. Right at the beginning.
With us.
We could have found you in a magical shop. We could have found you in a prison.
Nope, probably not either.
But
could have been drinking in a bar like a normal
Just an
person.
extra night of
tied to a
torture. It's
chair.
no big deal.
Just an hour and 40 minutes. Sign the
Take your
contract.
time. I'll be around. I want to kill this guy.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll have Noelle back for next week. We'll pick up right at the encounter with Urugash within his stronghold.
Urugash.
Oh man.
I think
This'll
I
be
called
fun.
him Utugash because that's what I wrote down.
Utugash.
Like Uda Hagen, but
No.
Utugash.
Utugash.
Oh, it is UTU.
Yeah, Utugash.
Utugash. Okay.
You did good. You did good. But yeah, we'll pick this up next week. Jumping into this fray. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for playing, guys. Thank you, Loot Crate, for being our awesome sponsor.
Thank you, Loot Crate!
And
See you at WonderCon.
we'll see you guys. We'll be there at WonderCon this Saturday, 2 p.m.
Jeez.
Yeah. 2 o'clock.
Big room.
The arena.
The biggest.
All right, folks. Have a wonderful night. Sleep well. And is it Thursday yet? Good night.
Nice.